That was Kieran McKenna, and the phrase that really stuck out to me in that was working progress. And Chris, what have you made of Ipswich's season so far? Do they have the ingredients to go on a run and push for an automatic promotion spot? It's quite hard to analyse where they're at, really.
When you look at it, I think it comes down to consistency. I think, on paper they've definitely got the best squad. You see little flashes of the quality and depth they've got as well. How they can go and control games, go and get results. But I'm looking at it here. It's like 13 points from a possible 33 away from home. That's not the tellings of a team that's going to go and be competitive at the top. But in saying that, they're sitting third in the league. 13 points behind Coventry. They went and comfortably beat Coventry at the start of December. If they go and win this game tonight, what a statement that is to the rest of the league. And can they go and kick on from that? The quality in the side say that yes, they can. But this Coventry side, I've done them many times, and they just know how to manage games. They know how to get results. They know how to get over the line. They don't need to control the game of the ball. They can sit and defend. Players take responsibility for whatever scenario, and I put that down to Frank Lampard and the management. Individually, players are getting better. Collectively, they know exactly what they're about, the identity. But then it's and that goes down to the manager. The players, they take responsibility when they go out there, and that's what you want from a team. I've done them many times where I've seen them control and dominate a game, and also just sit in and say, look, come try and break us down. Two clean sheets in the last 3 games says a lot as well. But this Ipswich side, they've got a lot of goals in the team. Individual players that have a real quality about them that can go and turn any game on its head. But we just need to see that togetherness. And like you say, it is a work in progress. But how long are we going to say, they will click? That time it's getting shorter and shorter, isn't it?
And Coventry certainly have clicked. And are they catchable? Do you think they'll run out of steam, or do you think it's job done?
No, well, it's never job done. It's the championship. It's relentless, isn't it? But I think going out and getting maximum points today in third place, putting it to 16 points. It'd be it's a big job. Or the wheels really have to fall off, and I just don't see it with this side. I think they show that experience in that. Again, you look at Frank Lampard. He's composed. He's collected. That nervousness doesn't really filter into the group. I think and that's what it's about. He protects them. And that's the responsibility of all managers. I think they know how to get their job done. And I think he has complete trust in them.
So everyone in the CBS arena arises then as the two teams come out onto the pitch then. Last time these sides met wasn't that long ago in the Championship at Portman Road. Ipswich won by 3-0. That's really the only big game where Coventry have struggled this season. They lost to Wrexham as well, but that was a much closer game. So Ipswich are the side that have gone toe-to-toe with them.
Well, it's an easy team talk for both managers to have. Frank Lampard, motivational tool. Look, they put us to bed comfortably as well. This is they've come to our house now. Let's go out and show and do the exact same to them. Kieran McKenna says, look, you've done it before. Go out and showcase exactly what you're about. Be brave, deal with the situations, win your duels, fight for each other. But then the quality then comes out and play the way that we know we can play. So this is going to be an exciting one for them.
Both sets of players shaking hands, and you spoke about coming to our place, coming to the CBS arena, and Coventry have been brilliant at home. They have won 8 games in a row here at home. They're yet to be beaten in the CBS. 29 points for a possible 33 points here. So the challenge, the pressure is on Ipswich to try and come here and get something. No, exactly that. But as Kieran McKenna's just said, it's one game at a time. They can't think about the squad they've got, the expectation. Frank Lampard is doing the exact same. Now, being hunted down, that pressure's a little bit greater, but this place is an absolute fortress. Can Coventry put the challengers, get them a little bit further behind? Can this Ipswich side, the qualities there, come and get the result and really say, we mean business to the rest of the league, and they're on the tails as well, putting pressure on Middlesbrough as well before they play? Yeah, this is the early kick-off here in the Championship, so both these sides have a chance to extend their leads above the rivals beneath them, or the rivals above them in Ipswich's case, as there's a light show going on at the CBS arena, a bit more atmosphere building here as it's a minute before kick-off. 4 degrees here, it's pretty cold. I've got my fingerless gloves on, and Chris next to me has got one glove on, one leather glove to keep that hand warm, not the one that's holding the microphone. And the stage is set here, and it's been electric every time I've been to the CBS arena this season. Coventry are having some calendar year, and can they end it on a high?
No, I think they can. I think the fans play a massive part. This place actually rocks. When they absolutely get going, it is unbelievable. Absolutely electric. And one thing the players feed off that. They don't buckle under that pressure. They feed off it, and they actually can get that extra 10-15% out themselves as well, which is amazing to see.
So a look at the table then before kick-off. At the start of play, Coventry are top. They've played 23. They've got 51 points. They're 8 points above second place Middlesbrough, who are on 43 points. Ipswich are third, so they are 5 points off Middlesbrough and level on points with Hull, who are in fourth. And Middlesbrough and Hull are also playing today. That's a 7:45 kick-off there. So there could be a bit of movement at the top of the table this evening. The team that won't be moving, though, is Coventry City. They will be top, whatever the results across the division this evening. So the Coventry fans have serenaded their side. A good showing as well from the Ipswich Town fans. Around 2,000 have travelled across from Suffolk for this one. It is Coventry who will be getting us underway then. Our referee for this evening, Anthony Backhouse, checking both goalkeepers are content to kick off. All the Coventry players on the halfway line. Clearly a routine they've got. Back it goes to Rushworth, and we're underway then. Coventry in the sky blue, shooting from left to right. Ipswich in Santa Claus red, shooting from right to left. As I said, this is the early kick-off. All the other teams in action at 7:45 or later. So Coventry have the chance to make a statement and go 11 points clear at the top of the table above Middlesbrough. Ipswich looking to do the double over the Sky Blues this campaign and creep a little closer to Borough in second place and those automatic promotion spots.
I've just got to say there, Brow, excellent intervention there, good strength as well. I tell you what, Núñez for me is so important tonight for Ipswich, finding those little pockets. Can he get on the ball, can he present? It's about giving him the service, asking those questions of Victor Torpin and Matt Grimes, keep them occupied.
Throw in for the home side just over the halfway line. Up it goes to Mason Clark. Ipswich trying to get Jack Clark in, and Van Avik will let that roll out just in front of us for a throw-in. Then let me just give you the team news then, the starting 11. So for Coventry it's Rushworth in goal, back four of Van Avik, who's got the ball in his hands now for a throw-in. Too far back in his own territory for one of his long throw-ins though. The centre-halves, Kitching and Wolfenden. Bobby Thomas still out with that calf injury, and Brow having a first start of the campaign, his first league start actually for Coventry in at left back. Grimes, Torp and Rudoni, the midfield. Sakamoto, Hadji right down the middle, and Mason Clark off the left as the ball is won by the Spanish left back, but Coventry cough up possession in the middle of the park straight away.
Yeah, so it's been very good though. That defensive unit stepping up. It's allowing the likes of Taylor, Matasiwa to put a little bit more pressure on Núñez. Clark bombing forward, forcing the error, and it's in that transition then that they're actually using the ball quite well. Egley's always an outlet down that right hand side as well, but Brow already has had two very, very strong fair challenges.
Big moment for him. De Silva, of course, is out suspended. He got a 3-match suspension for that red card against Southampton for violent conduct. It was a straight red, not two yellows, hence that. In terms of the Ipswich 11, let me just quickly give you that. So in goal it's Walton, who seems to be the number one now. Back four of Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Greaves. Matasiwa, Taylor and Núñez in the midfielders. From Mason Clark's coming forward down that left-hand side. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Egley and Clark, the two wide forwards, and Ivan Athon, the Spaniard, up front for Town.
So I'm looking at Hadji right there, not scored in a while, but getting on the ball, driving, that's what you want. He needs to bring that quality, he's such a presence, he's direct, he asks the question in behind, he's just lacking, just missing that goal. Because he is going to be judging goals, but if he can bring all the other bits when he's not scoring, then job done, isn't it?
Clock strikes 3 minutes, Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0 here on Talksport 2. It's a long throw-in for Coventry. Van Avik, I think, has gone over on that far side to take it. He's got such a catapult of a long throw, and we're seeing that across all the divisions in the Football League and the Premier League as well. Long throws, they're such a weapon that many teams are using at the moment. In comes that throw, it's like a corner. Good punch by the keeper Walton, headed back in by Sakamoto though, and Coventry have the ball midway through Ipswich's half and they go all the way back, in fact, to Rushworth in goal, their goalkeeper.
Yeah, it just instills confidence in that defensive unit. Walton making that decision early, just coming out, good punch as well. Up again to the second phase, straight back in by Sakamoto, but defended well in the end.
When Coventry went to Portman Road and played Ipswich and lost 3-0, they were missing Victor Torp and Sakamoto, those two both starting today, and I think they'll be quite influential in terms of Coventry today.
No, you're spot on, Flo. You know, I think you're looking at Sakamoto. I think very intelligent player, but he's direct. He gives the team a bit of respite. He gets on the ball. He drives at his full back, and he's going to be judged on end product. He scores. He gets himself into some fantastic positions as well. Can't take nothing away from Victor Torp. I think the relationship he's got with Matt Grimes, you know, going winning his aerial duels, but he's got that knack of just arriving at the box at the right time and getting on the end of things, bringing goals as well.
Free kick for Ipswich, and they're taking their time over it. There was a second ball on the pitch which the referee wanted removed, and it will be Walton, the goalkeeper, who will take this free kick midway inside Ipswich's half. 4.5 minutes played, still 0-0 here in the Championship. Long it goes then, looking for a Spanish forward, but he's bumped off the ball and it rolls all the way out for a goal kick for Coventry. Ipswich missing, of course, George Hurst, he's out injured. Sammy Smodics as well. Chuba Akpom is on the bench, but the man that they've decided to go down the middle is Ivan Athon, the Spaniard.
Well, and if Walton is going to go direct, he needs a little bit more help there. So Athon, I think Matt Grimes just blocks the run, and obviously Kitchen then just allows the ball to bounce out. So Egerle has to be gambling in behind. Nunez have to be gambling behind, have to get around Athon.
Ipswich on the ball on the halfway line, forward it goes. Cut out though well by Grimes in the middle of the park, but Coventry give up the ball again, and now forward come Ipswich. Red shirts coming forward. There is Athon at the byline, then he wins the corner. First corner of the game, then it's for Ipswich.
Yeah, he's done ever so well. You know, you're looking at Brow. I think he has to just put the foot through it there. He's trying to play into the feet of Mason Clark. I think sometimes little quality one over the top gives it away. Ipswich straight on it. Got to say, timing of the run, the weight of the pass. Athon excellent to win the corner kick there.
Corner will be taken by the 19-year-old Norwegian, Egerle. He's over there. He scored the opener when these sides met at Portman Road. All the players are bunched in the 6-yard box, except for Jack Clark is on the edge of the box. It's an in-swinging corner towards the back post, and well caught by Rushworth. Good goalkeeping.
Done it all season. He is so comfortable, and this is what he does as well, start attacks.
Yeah, and he bowls the ball out to Sakamoto, and that immediately gets the crowd up. He feeds it through to Radoni. Orange boots, long locks, held back with a hairband, and out it goes for a throw-in for Coventry.
It just shows you time and time again how the quality in attack, the decision making, the way to pass, everything that Sakamoto knew. As soon as Rushworth gets the ball in his hands, he's gone, he's away, and then Radoni's breaking his neck, full sprint as well, Flo, to get in behind there. Excellent way to pass from Sakamoto, and like you say, look, ball's coming right on top of now. Walton.
Van Avik then will take this throw in again, and that first one had so much pace on it, and in it comes again. Brilliant throw towards the penalty spot, headed out by a red shirt and followed off out by Nunez. Torp will go and collect it for Coventry. He is dispossessed though. Now Ipswich can come on the break. Nunez, the only player forward, and out it goes looking for Jack Clark, but it struck the referee, and he'll have to bring the play back, although Coventry were on the counter, but they weren't going anywhere. It was an unfair advantage for them as they hit the referee. Yeah,
Anthony Backhouse, he was keeping up with play there massively, wasn't he? I've got to say, it's excellent. The ball comes in, it's an excellent throw from Van Avik. This time, when you're looking at Egerle, you're looking at Jack Clark, and you're looking at Athon, they sit as the three, so they're out with Sakamoto and just stopping it. So the second phase, they're picking up. Egerle done ever so well there, and he's just trying to find Jack Clark out in this left channel with a big switch.
Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0 in the Championship, live here on Talksport 2. Ball's at the back with Kipre, the big centre half for Ipswich. He's been a really good signing for him. Brilliant ball out to the left-hand side. Greaves coming forward for Town, but Van Avik is there, and him and Sakamoto combine to dispossess the left back. Forward it goes to Mason Clark. He allows it to turn, but shows too much of it to Furlong, who, with all his experience, goes back to Walton. Yeah,
but it was excellent. The ball from Kipre to Greaves down this left-hand side. It took Sakamoto out. He's breaking his neck to try and get back. Van Avik sees the danger, comes across defensively, doubles up on Greaves as well. That cross doesn't come in. It just shows you having that understanding, but helping your teammate out there as well.
Ipswich playing the ball around in their own penalty area. Coventry not fully pressing them, but just lingering on the edge of the box as Rodoni then does pressure Walton. Here is Kipre, on loan from French side. He scored his first town goal against Norwich City. That will endear you to the Ipswich Town faithful, as Jack Clark wins a free kick just inside the centre circle, and he played it to Nunes quickly. The ball was rolling, the referee says, and the free kick will have to be retaken.
Yeah, I don't mind it from Clark as well. Just speed of thought, isn't it? The ball's on. Trying to keep that intensity up. Ipswich, I've got to say, are trying to kind of frustrate Coventry at the minute. Just keep possession in that defensive third, trying to suck them out of positions, creates those little pockets for the likes of Clark, Kipre, Nunes to get on the ball.
Neither side has yet to test the goalkeeper. Still 0-0 here between Coventry and Ipswich. Here's Taylor for Ipswich. Lovely ball to find a Thon. Back it goes though to Greaves. He goes all the way back to Kipre, who's a really big figure at the back for Ipswich. Red long sleeve shirt with black gloves on. Matisiwa now tries to spread it out to Nunes. Here is Jack Clark, who scored 7 goals this season, none in the Premier League last season though, as the ball's whipped in looking for a Thon, who heads it straight at Rushworth. First chance of the game, first shot on target though, and it's from a Thon, but it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Yeah, he had a lot to do, I've got to say. It's an excellent ball in from Jacob Greaves as well. I thought he's met it. There's a lot of pace on the cross itself, but I think either side of Carl Rushworth there, then it's going to cause him a few problems. Clark gives the ball up to Rodoni. Rodoni twisting and turning away from danger. 5-yard pass back to Sakamoto, who looks so calm and composed on the ball, always just gliding round the pitch. He's such a fan favourite here, Sakamoto. Frank Lampard speaking about how he's such a low-maintenance player. Now it's on the halfway line with Nunes. He loses out. Rodoni's got it back, though. Neither side able to really hold on to possession, and Rodoni goes down, but referee content with the physicality of the challenge from Marcelino Nunes. Yeah, there'll be some strong challenges going in from both sides. And forward goes the ball to a Thon, but alongside him is Wolfenden, who puts it out for an Ipswich throw-in. Rich Wolfenden, of course, playing against his former side. He was at Ipswich Town for a long time, won back-to-back promotions with them, but struggled to get game time in the Premier League. But in today for Bobby Thomas. He's not a usual starter for Coventry, but he's a pretty good player at this level. No, steady. I think when you've got Kitchen beside you as well, communicating, I think it's massively important. Throw-in's taken quickly. It's back with Greaves. He plays it back down the line to Clark. Now it's Kipre, edging towards the edge of the box, and will go for goal himself. Blocked, though, by the head of Wolfenden. Still Ipswich come. Clark in the penalty area, waits for the overlapping run, dicks it into the box, cleared by a sky blue shirt, and Rodoni finishes the clearance. A rather shanked effort, though, as he knocks it only to Kipre. Really nice play this from Ipswich down the left-hand side. Kipre gets it under control. Ball still in play. The Coventry fans are screaming that it isn't, and out it goes for a corner for Ipswich Town, who are building up a little bit of momentum. Yeah, they've started well, haven't they? The ball wasn't out for me. I think Kipre's done ever so well. Victor Top comes in with a very timely challenge here. I've got to say, Anthony Backhouse, the referee, allowing it to flow. Some really strong but fair challenges come in from both sides, and he's a little bit of consistency there. It's good to see. Jack Clark is over this corner. He's got his socks slung low, tiny shin pads on, bright pink boots. All the players in the 6-yard box. A couple of red shirts on the edge of the box, but it looks like it's going to be swung into that area. Previous corner, Rushworth able to claim it and then set Sakamoto away. In it comes again, and it's towards the back post and in swing. A good header, though, by Kitching. And then the ball put back in is shanked over and behind for a goal kick for Coventry, 0-0. Yeah, it's not a bad ball at all from Jack Clark there, and I think Kitchen done ever so well just to make sure it's a Coventry contact. Ipswich picking up the second balls, that will be a concern to Frank Lampard. That second phase, usually they're switched on, everyone takes responsibility to clear the lines out together. That's the voice of former Scotland international Chris Iwelumo alongside me here at the CBS Arena. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0 in the Championship. Coventry can extend their lead at the top of the Championship if they can get a win here. They've been so brilliant here at the CBS Arena. Back-to-back clean sheets in the last 2 home games as well. And yet to lose here as Marcelino Nunes wins the ball off Grimes in the centre circle. Looked like he was away. Referee pulls it back for a foul on Grimes.
Yeah, it is a free kick. I've got to say, really impressed with Wilfred in there. You're thinking he's just going to put the head through it, but has that composure. Athon's kind of gambled in behind, takes it on his chest and has the ability just to find Grimes. But like you say, Nunes hasn't given him any time or space there whatsoever.
Diagonal ball out to Brown. Mason Clark couldn't quite get onto it. Instead it's out with Egerle. He fires it downfield looking for Nunes, but the ball's put back to Coventry's goalkeeper Rushworth. And Ipswich actually have a good recent record and a good historic record against Coventry. Ipswich have won the last 4 meetings between these sides in all competitions. And in fact, Coventry have won just 4 of their last 28 league games against Ipswich Town. And it is the away side in possession. Matasiwa on the halfway line, edges forward, plays a forward ball up to Athon, and then it's spread out to Greaves in at left back with Leif Davis out ill. He plays the ball down into the channel for Jack Clark. He will keep it in by the corner flag on this left hand side. Sakamoto's come over to shepherd him inwards, back to Matasiwa, who tried to play a reverse ball, a bit like the Granit Xhaka one. And there's a player down in the penalty area for Ipswich. I think it's Athon. He slipped as he tried to get onto that ball, and he looks like he's actually done himself quite a bit of damage. Jack Clark comes forward still though, into the box. Clark shoots from range, blocked by Wolfenden. And Coventry are trying to scramble it away. They're struggling though, still the attack comes. Another shot is blocked by a sky blue shirt, and then it's pumped long by a Coventry defender. And both those Ipswich players that look like they hurt themselves are back up on the feet now.
Yeah, it's quality though. Jack Clark, when he drives into the box, he's just got such good close control as well. He's manipulated the ball onto his right, he's took it back onto his left, he's twisting and turning, trying to get that shot away, because when he opens the goal up, he has that quality just to find that back corner.
A quarter of an hour played. Coventry 0, Ipswich 0. The away side, Ipswich Town, have had a header on target and little touches in the penalty area. No chances yet for Frank Lampard's side though, as they look to extend their lead at the top. They start 8 points clear of Middlesbrough in second place. Middlesbrough playing Hull later in the Championship. It's a 7:45 kickoff. Long throw into Egerle in the penalty area. Brilliant touch. Turn and shot is blocked. Headed out, but headed back in. Jack Clark's trying to get out of control, and Sakamoto will fire it downfield.
See, this is what I've got to say. I think Ipswich are definitely on top, winning the second balls, keeping that pressure on. But this Coventry side, you look at it, they can defend, they're comfortable defending, they're comfortable without the ball. It's no panic stations, everyone's taking responsibility. Looking at Victor Top now, he's dragging people here, there, everywhere. That defensive line steps up whenever Ipswich pass the ball sideways or backwards. So, you know what, it's something, again, you look at the manager, you look at the staff, they've been coached really, really well, but the players, you know, they've got to pat themselves in the back as well. You know, I think it's when the pressure's on, they know they can't control the game, all of the game, but they're going to have certain moments. But Ipswich have definitely started the better, and they're dealing with it well, defending well.
A long Coventry ball finds only Cedric Kipre on the halfway line. He tries to slide it out to Egerle on the right hand side, but Brow wins it. His forward ball cut out. Coventry not doing a great job of holding on to the ball when they do have it. Ipswich nicking it back a lot of the time. Well,
that's all down to Matasiwa and Taylor just sitting protecting that defensive unit. Any ball that's coming in, if it's held up by the likes of Rodoni or Hadji Wright, they're making sure they have. Oh, it's a strong challenge, that.
Yep, strong challenge on Jack Clark. I think it was Kitching who came in from behind, and out comes a yellow card. First yellow card of the game then for that challenge on Clark. It was from behind and it was late. Yeah,
I don't think he committed to the challenge. That Clark just helped the ball on. I love to see Clark just get up as quickly as he did. Little one round the corner to Egerle as well, but Kitchen had already committed to it. I think the referee's got that one bang on.
Jack Clark has started this game well. He was brought in ahead of Philogene, playing in that position, and he's so far showing Kieran McKenna that he was right to make that decision. Although Philogene is a brilliant option from the bench, one of their top goal scorers. Although all his goals have come at Portman Road. Jack Clark does have 7 goals, though, just behind Philogene's 8. Here's Mason Ephron Clark out on the left-hand side for Coventry. Gives the ball up, though, and here's Nunes now. In fact, it's Athon. Got a bandage on his left wrist. Bright orange boots. Goes back to Matasiwa. He plays a square 10-yard pass to Kipre. Ipswich moving the ball around nicely, and Coventry's half. Still 0-0. Ipswich on top, though, here in the Championship. 18 minutes played on Talksport 2. Out the ball goes to Furlong, a man who's won promotion to the Premier League before from this division with West Brom back in the 2019-2020 season. And now here comes Kipre over the halfway line. Greaves had made the run into the left-hand channel. Sakamoto stayed with him and Kipre allowed to go forward. Back he goes, though, this time to Taylor.
Yeah, I've got to say Ipswich have started very well, just completely in control, moving the ball very, very well. Taylor's seen a lot of it. And this is where I think, for me, when you...
Brilliant ball over the top for Egerle, who touched it with his hip rather than his chest, couldn't bring it into his path. And it's really good work, actually, from the Spanish left-back Brow to steal it back. But Ipswich in possession again. Thon's the only red shirt in the penalty area. Here's Clark, Taylor even. Now it's with Jack Clark. Tries to slide it into Greaves, who wasn't on the same wavelength, and Jack Clark looks to him as if to say, why didn't you make the run? Well, he didn't make the run, and behind it goes for a goal kick. Nah,
but it's like you say, that defensive line of Coventry is trying to step up. Dara O'Shea's played an excellent ball over the top, and I've got to say, Egerle, he's already showed some fantastic touches. He's actually brought it back. He's allowed Brow to kind of get that contact in the ball, but he's actually got on the wrong side. He was goal side, so let it bounce. Can you take your touch forward towards the opposition goal? And he's definitely going to get an opportunity there, but that's also a threat.
Rushworth goes long downfield. Jack Clark wins the secondary header, but then Torp is there, neither side able to get it under control. Here, though, is Mason Clark. 3 goals in his last 3 games. Welcome to Talksport, listeners, as Coventry are coming on the attack. Mason Clark just put the ball in the box. It's Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. Coventry have a long throw in. And your initial thoughts, Chris Iwelmo?
Yeah, I think Ipswich have definitely started the better, completely in control of the game. Coventry have had little flashes, defending very well, but it needs to stick up top. I think had you right, he's trying to ask that question in behind, but Ipswich are picking up all second balls and just in that transition using the ball a lot better.
Coverage continues here on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. Here is that long throw then from Van Avik, the right back who's trotted over all the way to the left wing position to take the long throw in. His 2 previous ones were brilliant, and the referee just halts him before he can finish his run up and make the throw in, as he's seen something in the penalty area he's not happy with. Kieran McKenna and Frank Lampard, both managers, just strutting around their technical areas.
Yeah, well, it's Furlong and had you right, and I know Furlong, I know how he defends in those situations. He's very hands-on. Referee's obviously seen something.
Van Avik awaits patiently as the whistle is blown, and the Dutchman with the longer run, ball into the box, and it's headed goalwards by Rodoni. Mason Clark with the secondary header, but it was more of a defensive header than attacking down header. It's an easy save by Walton.
Yeah, I think he's had a little push on Furlong as well there. I think the referee had seen, just couldn't get the power on the header.
Taylor now driving Ipswich forward down the centre of the park, out to Egerle on that right-hand side. Whips the ball in, breaks for Jack Clark in the box, and it's wide. Wow, he struck that pure, and it wasn't far off. No,
it wasn't far off at all. He's seen the ball, he's judged it right. Connection is outstanding, but I put that down to Kitchen as well. Kitchen's threw himself, possibly put Jack Clark off there, because if that hits the target, it's definitely hitting the back of the net as well there. So he knew straight away. He was disappointed in himself there.
Best chance of the game so far. Jack Clark missing. Beautiful volley just inside the penalty area. Coventry 0, Ipswich 0 as we approach the midway point of this first half. Here is Mason Clark now on the left-hand side, the man in form for Coventry. Slides it out to Rodoni. His ball across is deflected, and Jack Clark will pick it up on the edge of his own penalty area. Now forward come Ipswich. Ball slid into Ivana Thon. He's got Wolfington alongside him, cuts inside, goes for the curling effort, and it's a comfortable save for Rushworth. But the game now starting to pick up a little bit, Chris.
Yeah, quality, great from back to front. The speed of it as well. Greaves with the ball in behind. Athon comes in, drives into the box, just opens the goal up. And it's just like he's got one of the best goalkeeper in the league for me, Rushworth. Just comfortable, gambled a little bit, but comfortable in the hands there. But excellent running from Athon.
We're going to have a pause in play here as Victor Torp is down holding his ankle. And it's a full evening of EFL fixtures, and Adrian Durham will keep you up to speed with all the goals as they go in over on Talksport, with the vast majority of kickoffs at 7:45. And after us here on Talksport 2, we'll head over to Ali Pali for the fourth round of the PDC World Darts Championship just before 8 p.m, including Luke Littler continuing his title defence against Rob Cross. Darts or football, your choice, and the best way to keep across it is by downloading the free Talksport app. So 0-0 here at the CBS Arena. Victor Torp getting a bit of treatment as both sets of players go over, and Frank Lampard's in deep discussions with Rodoni and Haji Wright, who's not really made an impact in the game yet, Chris.
Yeah, but he needs to get the service flow. I think at the minute it's all Ipswich. They're controlling the game. So for me, defensively, you're looking at that whole defensive unit. Can they turn it in behind that defensive unit of Ipswich? Give Haji Wright something to go and chase, and it allows you to kind of get that little bit of respite as well and step up the pitch. But he's feeding off scraps at the minute, Flo.
Yep, just 2 touches so far for Haji Wright in the game. Victor Torp's back up on his feet, and he will jog over.
So that's probably something that why I favour Ellis Sims as well. In a game like this, he's an outlet. Now he'll go and win a majority, if not all, his aerial duels. What does that do? It brings Coventry up to where they want to be, getting the ball and picking up second balls. But Haji Wright can do that, albeit it's more playing on the shoulder, running into those channels, asking that question.
Victor Torp on the sidelines looks like he's going to come back on. And just having a look at the stats here, Ipswich have got 72% possession so far, so they're really dominating the ball. And touches in the opposition box, they've got 14 to Coventry's 3. Yeah,
that's massive. That's coming to a fortress, and dictating the tempo. But they've been very, very good. And it's like off the ball as well. They're getting close, they're stepping up, they're winning those second balls, but it's in this transition. Look at this.
Brilliant ball put into the left-hand channel, but Athon won't be able to chase that down. It goes for a throw-in, though, in Coventry's right-back position. It'll be Van Avik who comes over to take it. 25 minutes on the clock. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. There's quite a few Coventry and Ipswich players warming up on the sidelines. I saw Ellis Sims a moment ago doing a warm-up. I suspect we will see him in the second period. So here is Van Avik. We know he's got that big, long throw-in, and forward it goes, looking for Haji Wright, but it's actually won by Greaves. Matasiwa then pokes it forward into the path of Nunes, and Mason Clark comes away with it. He'll run it furlong. Brilliant pace and trickery. Matasiwa's come over to help out, and it's well won by Matasiwa. Looks like they're doubling up a little bit on Mason Clark when he gets the ball. Yeah,
they've done it very well. I've got to say Taylor has done it this side as well. Matasiwa, when Mason Clark's trying to run it furlong, goes over, just doubles up, makes it harder. And then obviously in that transition, to be fair, Athon, there's nothing in that. A little dive there.
Athon trying to run off the shoulder of Wolfen, and then he went down, saying that it was pulled down, but the referee content and allowed the ball just to go all the way back to Coventry's goalkeeper. And now here is Mason Clark, and that will be a foul and a free kick for Coventry, about 10 yards inside Ipswich's half on the left-hand channel, the way that Coventry are attacking. And no side in the EFL has scored more goals from set pieces, so this is a chance for Coventry to get the ball in the penalty area.
I think when you look at the way that Ipswich play, and Furlong and Greaves are trying to bomb forward and create those little overloads in the attacking channels, this is where the likes of, like say, Sakamoto and Mason Clark, that's the outlet, isn't it? A little bit of quality into the opposition channel to try and capitalise on those holes being left.
Grimes is the man that will take this free kick, high line from Ipswich, and it's lifted towards the penalty area, missed by Kipre, and the free kick then is given against Coventry. Jack Clark fouled in his own penalty area and have a free kick just inside the box.
I just don't think there's any need for Wolfenden to have any contact with Greaves there at all. Okay, Kitchen's going to go and try and win the first contact, but anticipate it, don't be ahead of it. Like you say, Greaves have got on the wrong side of him there, just a little pull in the 18-yard box. It lets Ipswich off. Go and keep the ball in, keep it alive, and keep Ipswich on the back foot there.
Still 0-0, and the crowd here in the CBS a little quieter than usual. Ipswich have done a good job of quieting them down, winning the ball, keeping possession, not allowing Coventry to build up any momentum. Ball is back with Dara O'Shea, who started every game for Ipswich this league campaign. Ipswich playing out from the back.
See, Walton's been so good at this as well, because he's like an extra outfield player, so comfortable with his feet. So he slows it right down, waits for that little press if it's Hadji Wright or Rodoni, and then he has just the composure to play silly there from Jack Clark.
Yeah, gifts it away to Grimes just in the centre circle. Free kick as well, as he then fouls his man. Taken quickly. Here's Sakamoto. Can he get in the game? He's out on the right hand side, tiptoeing forward up against Greaves. Whips one in, but it's heavy deflection, and Nunes then will get it clear, and he's fouled by Sakamoto as he tries to get that clear. Free kick for Ipswich, midway inside their half.
Yeah, we've not seen that too many times. Sakamoto on this right hand side, driving at his full back there. He's cut back onto his left, but again, Greaves just alive to it. Does what any good full back does, stop the cross from the get go there, and then you've got Nunes picking up second balls.
O'Shea fires it forward to Taylor, who hasn't started the last two in the league but starts from the off today. And now it's out with Coventry's Mason Clark on that left hand side, inside his own half, though he's pressured. Does well to win the throw-in, which will be taken by the Spanish left back, signed on a free after 2 seasons with Granada, Miguel Brau. Takes his time over this throw-in. 30 minutes on the clock here on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. Neither of these sides had high-scoring games last time out. Ipswich drew 0-0 at the Den against Millwall, and Coventry managed a 1-0 win over Swansea. The goals have dried up a little bit for Coventry. They won 1-0. Before that, it was a 1-1 draw with Southampton. Then before that, a 1-0 win over Bristol City, and then a 1-1 with Preston. So tight margins. It doesn't matter how many goals you score if you get the 3 points. And that's what they've been doing this season, Coventry, just racking up 3 points. Rushworth plays the ball out to the right back, Van Avik. He plays it in field to Rodoni. Ipswich trying to build a bit of momentum, get some passes together. Out it goes to Brau on that left-hand side. It's back now again with Kitching, who's only missed one league game with illness. That was that game against Southampton, that emotional 1-1 when Frank Lampard had a bit of a ruckus after the game, gave it back to the Southampton fans, which I don't mind.
You just see Matt Grimes take a pure touch there, something that you don't see very often at all. So rattled a little bit, but you were spot on. I think just trying to get those short passes in flow, try and get that confidence up. I'm just watching Kipre. I think he's going all the way. Hadji Wright goes, Matasiwa or Taylor will try and latch on, but the centre backs, if it's Dara O'Shea or Kipre, go all the way. And whoever it is, if it's Matasiwa or Taylor, will drop in as a centre back role as well. It's just a great understanding. All they communicate, and they pass that responsibility on to the holding midfielder.
Crowd getting a bit tetchy as Walton just stood on the ball. The Ipswich Town goalkeeper waited for the press, which didn't come, so he played it out instead. Throw in now, one for Coventry, just over the halfway line. Frank Lampard throws it up to his right back, Van Avik, who will take it. Lampard, of course, who took over when Coventry were 17th, led them to the playoffs where they lost in the semi-finals last season to Sunderland, who, of course, are absolutely tearing it up in the Premier League. They're a real example for any side that goes up to the Premier League, as Matasiwa fouls Grimes on the halfway line, free kick Coventry.
Yeah, Grimes has done ever so well. Matasiwa just took a big touch there, just showed too much of it. Grimes was straight in there, got his body between ball and man, showed great strength. It has been very competitive from both sides, I've got to say. Very, very hungry to just try and control the game, dictate the tempo with the ball.
Coventry in possession with Wolfenden against many of his former teammates. Had a long spell at Ipswich Town. It's now with goalkeeper Rushworth, and Coventry's turn to play it out from the back, but it's orchestrated well. And now here is Brau travelling over the halfway line. Shows a real burst of pace there, but showed too much of it to Furlong. And then Torp will just fire it out of play to prevent Ipswich from countering.
Yeah, I don't mind that from Brau. I think better from Coventry playing out. Rushworth finding Grimes, going out to Kitchen there. And I think that's what they've got to do. They've got to try and play like that and suck the likes of Nunes out of position as well, because he's doing a very, very good job on his own there, just kind of nullifying the influencer, Topper or Matt Grimes.
Furlong is struggling a little bit, limping away. I think he did initially want the physios to come on, but changed his mind that he'll take this throw. And then I think the Coventry fans are interpreting that he's trying to slow the game down, although I'm not sure that Ipswich would be wanting to do that. The momentum is probably with them. They're the side that's trying to bring it, and it's now at the feet of Christian Walton, the Ipswich Town goalkeeper, who was their goalkeeper when they won promotion from League One. He's another man that's been at Ipswich for a long time. Sakamoto now drifting infield and shows a nice turn of pace to get away from Athon, but showed too much of it to Matasiwa. Now here's Jack Clark over at the halfway line. The fullback's out of position. Athon busting a gut to get into the penalty area. Jack Clark goes alone, plays it square to Matasiwa, tries to get it out to Egerle, but Haji Wright really good defending as Matasiwa fires from range. And Haji Wright, was he not there, Egerle would have been through on goal.
Well, that's part of it as well. You know, I think you look how fast you've got 5 Ipswich players as soon as Matasiwa's won possession, driving forward, the pace. Jack Clark driving into the box here. Haji Wright has a job defensively. He's actually ran past Rodoni and Sakamoto as well, but that's what you have to do. You know, and I think there, but it just shows you the quality of Ipswich. In that transition, you had 5 basically sprinting to try and get themselves in the box to get on the end of something.
10 minutes to go till half-time. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0 as Mason Clark goes up against big centre-half. Is it Furlong?
It's Furlong, yeah. It was unexpected. The ball shouldn't be allowed to bounce anyway. I think defensively, O'Shea or Kipre has to come and make contact. As soon as it does, it's in the attacker's favour. Mason Clark's just left one on Furlong there, but he was already in the air. It was quite a strong challenge.
Will be a free kick then for Ipswich, and now Furlong is down again after that incident. The referee's having a word with him. I'm not quite sure if he's just sorting out his socks or his shin pads rather than any kind of injury. He does look a little ginger. He walks away a little gingerly. Doesn't look ginger, he's got jet black hair.
Yeah, good player though. You know, I think he has that experience. Yeah, he brings a lot, you know, defensively, but going forward it's all about end product as well. Furlong down that right hand side, so this is what Walton does very well.
Yeah, Ipswich playing out from the back, and Walton is good with his feet, and then they fire it forward looking for Egerle, who tries to set it back to Clark, and he does successfully. Clark had spotted the run of Greaves. Greaves just takes him away from Egerle, pokes it square, and it's now out with Nunes. He goes back to Furlong. Matasiwa midway inside Coventry's half. It's out on the right-hand side now. Ipswich keeping the ball in Coventry's half. Can they create an opportunity from this spell of possession? As there's a challenge on Furlong. Referee happy that play can continue. And Grimes then tries to dink it down that left-hand side for Mason Clark. And Furlong and Mason Clark are going at each other a bit, aren't they? Well,
I don't think it was a free kick. Furlong threw himself to the ground there, but he's actually had a little kick out at Mason Clark as he's trying to run past him there, and he's very lucky that the referee's view was blocked slightly with the return to Matasiwa.
We'll keep an eye on that little ongoing duel then between Furlong and Mason Clark, who's not managed to make an impact yet for Coventry. In fact, that front three of Coventry, Haji Wright, Mason Clark and Sakamoto, are usually so effective, so impactful, have not really got in the game at other services. The ball's played up for Haji Wright, and there is Matasiwa dropping in just in front of his centre-back to win the long ball. Kipre now, ball at his feet. Plays it square to Dara O'Shea. Coventry have had just one shot so far in the game. Ipswich Town have had 9, but only 2 of those on target for the visitors. And they actually have a pretty poor away record this season. Ipswich, no win in their last 4 away games. And in terms of their away form, well, they'd be a mid-table side if it was just based on away games. As the long ball's looking for Mason Clark, won by Dara O'Shea, who heads it in field.
Coventry are having to go long. Flo, you're looking at the likes of...
We'll come back to that as Jack Clark's bursting forward towards the edge of the Coventry box. His progress is halted by Torp, and he turns back and plays Núñez on the edge of the box. Out to Egley on that right-hand side. He's running at his man, plays a little ball to Furlong, who dinks the ball into the penalty area, and the header by Greaves. Low, hard, but too close to Rushworth. Good save.
Yeah, I think Greaves will feel that he should have done better. He read the flight of the ball ever so well. Fantastic cross in as well, but he's always going to get the better of Sakamoto there, the back post area. But Coventry are frustrated. Usually Victor Torp and Grimes seeing so much of the ball, but Núñez, Taylor, Matasiwa, they're just cancelling them out. Very rarely you see Van Ewijk look into the centre of the pitch and not have a pass on, and then under a little bit of pressure, under a little bit of panic. This is where the game can be won or lost there. Matt Grimes can dictate and control any game, but stop him from getting on the ball. They can't influence it, can he?
Ball breaks nicely for Coventry, but it's given as a free kick to Ipswich for, I think, a handball in that moment there. Coventry looking a little out of sorts then in this first 39 minutes. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0 here on Talksport 2.
Yeah, I think you have to give that the credit to Ipswich there, how they've started. I think very much using the ball very well, setting those little traps. Walton, as he's on the ball just now, he'll just slow it down. Coventry, the likes of Rodoni, Torp, Hadji Wright, will go and press it. He's comfortable. He can start an attack. His distribution from the floor's excellent. And this pass is always on.
It is. Athona was dropping deep to get that ball, then playing out. Here is Greaves. Jack Clark runs forward. He's onside. Jack Clark in the penalty area wide, cuts it back, and in comes the shot off the crossbar, saved by Rushworth. The follow-up header is blocked. Still it's alive in the penalty area, and it's poked behind for an Ipswich corner. Well,
I've got to say, the save from Carl Rushworth is unbelievable. Onto the post. He then gets up and reacts, and he gets a touch of the ball. This is a sore one. Because it's a free kick to Coventry. It should be a free kick to Coventry because his legs gets trapped under the body as well. But it's a wonderful save. Jack Clark does ever so well just to cut it back. I think it's Taylor with the shot when he comes into the box.
I don't think it has been given as a free
kick.
No,
it's a corner kick.
But I agree.
But it should be, because he's threw himself at it. He's got the ball, and then bodies have landed on top of his legs. They're really sore one there from Rushworth.
There's a real cluster of players all just on the goal line essentially, and we can have a look at this on.
Yeah, so when the ball gets played out wide, Jack Clark, excellent run. He's onside as well, but it's this quality of pass. I think it's Taylor coming in. He strikes it so well as well. What a save it is from Rushworth to push it on. And this is a little melee after that. He throws himself at the ball, gets the ball, but then he's taken out.
I tell you what, Taylor as well wheeled away to celebrate. I think he thought that was going in. It was very close. Rushworth pushing it on to the woodwork. And Ipswich coming close again.
He's done it time and time again, Flo. Carl Rushworth. Fantastic goalkeeping. That ball's nowhere near the corner flag as well. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's what the CBS are complaining about, because Jack Clark's put the ball on the corner quadrant, but it's not on the quadrant. He's now edged it a little bit closer. It's just about on it, but
trying to steal a couple of inches, wasn't he?
Exactly. In it comes near post, flicked on by Furlong, and it's over and behind. Goal kick for Coventry, and I think Coventry will probably feel like they need to get to half-time and regroup, because they're under the cosh here.
No, they are. I think it's just that Athon is causing all sorts of problems. He can run in behind, play on the shoulder, but he's just dropping into that 10, and Núñez, Clark, Egley have that understanding then to ask that question in behind Flo, and it's a quality of pass. I feel that if that defensive line's a little bit higher, the likes of Matty Grimes, Victor Torp, Rodoni, can they get in the faces of Matasiwa and Taylor, and even Hadji Wright do his bit to stop that defence? The centre-backs getting their head up and playing that quality, but Walton's the massive out here.
Yep, he's building all the play. It all starts from Christian Walton, the Ipswich Town goalkeeper. Ipswich now have a throw-in for Greaves, midway inside the Coventry half. 42 minutes played. Still Coventry 0, Ipswich 0, but Ipswich on top, and they could be in front. Clark with a volley that went wide, and Taylor with an effort saved by Rushworth onto the woodwork. Torp wins it back. Gives it straight up, though, to Taylor. He goes from range, and that one not struck as well as the previous one, and it flies out into the crowd.
Yeah, but again, it's just Torp, very unlike him, done very well. Get the body into to Jack Clark, won the ball, but then it's in that transition. You've got to keep possession of it. You know, he's played a nothing ball into a dangerous area. Taylor's onto it, driving at the 18-yard box of Coventry there. He's talking just now, getting everyone up, and that's what needs to happen. I think the likes of Kitchen, the likes of Wolfenden, they need to be braver. They need to step up and say, you know what? If it's going to be in behind, we know that Rushworth will come out and he'll sweep up as well. But we've got to allow our midfield to try and influence the game. And the distances are too far apart that Ipswich are just completely in control.
And they have the ball with Núñez slaloming down that right-hand side. They play the ball all the way back to Dara O'Shea, the man with the captain's armband on. He waits for Coventry players to press. It doesn't come out to Kipre. It goes. Haji Wright will press Kipre and nearly manages to steal the ball off him. And then Van Avik also follows up, and that will be a free kick. Van Avik did just go flying into Kipre. That wasn't shoulder to shoulder. That was just bulldozing him over.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it from Van Avik. Just trying to put a little bit of pressure, go on his front foot there. But Kipre, he was just aware that it was coming, so he just kind of waited for that contact because he couldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, it has been a little bit too easy for Ipswich, hasn't it? Walton, the centre-backs, they've been allowed to kind of step forward, pass it around, pick a pass forward. And obviously not all sides want to do a high press or do a high press all the time, but because they've allowed them to do that every time, they're allowing them to get up the pitch.
No, you're spot on. You're spot on. I think the movement of Athon and Núñez is causing all sorts of problems because Athon, I think he's very, very intelligent player. You know, you look at his stature, you know, he's not going to win his aerial duels, but he's caused so much problems dropping into that space or just playing on the shoulder and making that quality run in into one of the channels.
Final 10 seconds of this first half. Of course, there will be a bit of injury time as McKenna turns away in frustration at that forward ball which went straight out for a goal kick. As the fourth official has just put up his board, there will be 3 minutes of injury time then on the end of this first half. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0, but the away side very much on top. The side that's struggling when it comes to away form, looking like the better side. Can they turn the control that they've got though into chances and into goals, crucially?
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, I think look at how Ipswich have completely controlled this. What's the score? You know, Frank Lampard, if they can keep it like this for the next couple of minutes and take this into the dressing room, there'll be some hard words said. Because Coventry, this doesn't happen to a Coventry side the way that he's setting them up. They've been second best all over the pitch.
Another flashpoint between Furlong and Mason Clark. There was a long ball and Mason Clark and Furlong kind of battled for it. Mason Clark's arms were up near Furlong's face, but Furlong threw himself to the floor holding his face, and then as Mason Clark ran back, he leant over the fullback and shouted something, gave him a bit of an earful for that. But those two are going at it. Of course, we don't have VAR in the Championship, but I don't think there was anything too insidious about that.
No, I don't think there is. This is what it's all about. You know, this is first against studs. You know, there's so much on it. You know, I think Anthony Backhouse, I think he's dealt with it well. Have that little conversation, sort it out. But it's definitely one for us to watch. Ipswich
take the ball and hit it long to Greaves. There is Núñez, and the flick on around the corner will be left by Van Avik to go out for a goal kick for Coventry. Yeah, but it's nowhere near good enough though. You're looking at that. Greaves wins that ball. It's not even a clear header. Every second ball Ipswich are picking up. That's where top Matt Grimes, this is a big part of the game, and then they can get down and play. But the likes of Núñez, you know, Taylor getting into those positions, picking up the second ball 26 yards from the Coventry goal. It can't happen. 1 minute of the 3 allotted minutes remaining then. Carl Rushworth, the goalkeeper for Coventry, who made a brilliant save earlier on against Jack Taylor's effort, goes long downfield. Haji Wright can't get the flick on. Dara O'Shea then lumps it forward, and Wolfenden with the clever little glancing header back to his goalkeeper. I don't think Rushworth is going to be in a rush to hit this long. In fact, he waits and then picks the ball up. I wonder what Frank Lampard will say to his side at half-time. He's sitting down in the dugout. Kieran McKenna's up on his feet, hands in his pockets. I'll be surprised if Ellis Sims doesn't walk out second half. It's just not even for the fact because it's all about service, isn't it? But it's an outlet. You know, you can go direct, you can play that, and they don't shy away from it. Coventry, if he's going to win a majority, if not all his aerial duels, then he gets you up the pitch, and that's where they want to be playing, in that middle third, attacking third. At the minute, it's not been good enough. They're just balls coming straight back. As Sakamoto chests the ball down, though it's won by Greaves, and the referee brings the first half to an end. Then the league leaders, Coventry, on the back foot, but it is level at the break. Coventry rarely had any touches in the Ipswich penalty area. They didn't test Walton. Ipswich, though, a number of headed opportunities. Jack Clark volleyed wide, and the best chance of the game was from Taylor, whose effort forced Rushworth into a save, pushing the ball on to the post. Your half-time thoughts, Chris Iwelumo?
Yeah, well, I've got to say very, very surprised. I've got to say very impressed with Ipswich. I think they've been excellent from start to finish. I think they controlled the game. They've had that extra little bit of composure in that attacking third as well. Speed of thought, decision, quality of pass, everything there. Fantastic save from Rushworth. He's done it time and time again. He's done it even against Swansea. Fantastic save in a game when it was at 0-0. But I'm looking at this as well. You're looking at the stats. I just can't believe this is Coventry. This is an absolute machine here at the CBS Arena. So still 0-0. I think that's something. 2 clean sheets in the last 3 games. It's something that Frank Lampard's demanded of his players. They've defended well. They've threw themselves in front of shots. The keeper's made some great saves, but there's room for improvement all over the pitch. Winning second balls, quality in that transition, using the ball better. But let's take nothing away from Ipswich, who have been absolutely outstanding, near perfect if they just for the fact they haven't got their goal.
Half-time here then at the CBS Arena. It is Coventry 0, Ipswich 0. Live commentary of the second half to come.
Kayak isn't just another flight comparison app. When you download the Kayak app, you download flight enlightenment. With Kayak, you see things others can't, like the latest great deals from both airlines and booking sites. You can filter your searches and set up price alerts so you... Not now.
Oh, sorry.
So you're notified when there's a price drop on the flights you want. See more, do more, save more with Kayak. You can do the gong now. Download the Kayak app today and go see for yourself.
Will this year bring more trade wars or trade deals? Will revolutions be abroad or in the workplace? The future is uncertain, but the facts shouldn't be. For trusted reporting and in-depth analysis, start your year with a special offer from the Times and Sunday Times of £1 for 4 months. Get all the latest breaking news and subscriber benefits from Times Plus. Visit thetimes.com now for your discounted digital subscription. 18 plus, new customers only, T's and C's apply.
It's the subtle things you should look for this Christmas. Mum struggling to remember the grandkids' names, or forgetting the sprouts, and getting overly frustrated or confused about it. Because with 1/3 of people living with dementia undiagnosed, these subtle things could be a sign of something bigger. For vital support and information, visit the Alzheimer's Society website. It will take a society to beat dementia. Alzheimer's Society.
The countdown to Christmas is on and festive gatherings are filling up the diary. So make your plans a bit more special with a familiar favourite. Enjoy a scoop of Carte d'Or's Madagascar vanilla ice cream. With its smooth, velvety texture and rich, classic taste, Carte d'Or's premium ingredients are crafted for connection. Whether you're enjoying a festive get-together with friends this Christmas, or just winding down on the sofa with loved ones, it's the perfect pairing for moments worth sharing. Make more of every moment with Carte d'Or.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Sir Mo Farah is still getting to grips with things.
So, Mo, with Sprint Delivery, we get the order to them in as little as 20 minutes. Okay? Mo?
Mo?
Done. He was on the 18th floor.
Nice work. But, we use delivery riders, right?
Oh, now you tell me.
Sprint it in as little as 20 minutes. Screwfix. No stopping you. Conditions and geographical restrictions
online, on DAB+, and on the app. This is Talksport 2. Get unrivaled, precision-guided coverage of the January transfer window on Talksport and Talksport 2.
What a start! Topical transfer talk and outspoken opinion to all the deals as they're done.
My goodness, what a debut!
The January transfer window.
Coming soon to Talksport and Talksport 2. Jeff Stelling here. More live football continues with a Tuesday night crammed full of live Premier League football on the Talksport network.
Oh, what a move!
6 huge games kicking off at 7:30 with Chelsea versus Bournemouth live on Talk Radio.
Absolutely sensational.
With Burnley versus Newcastle, Forest versus Everton and West Ham versus Brighton all on the Talksport app.
How about that?
Plus, at 8:15, hear Arsenal versus Villa live on Talksport.
He's done it again.
And Manchester United versus Wolves live on Talksport 2.
Oh, what a finish!
One night, 6 massive games on the Talksport network.
It's the totally immersive football experience.
Right foot in. Oh, what a goal!
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Coventry are having some calendar year, and can they end it on a high? Eggerly on that right-hand side whips the ball in, breaks for Jack Clark in the box, and it's wide. Wow, he struck that pure.
Wasn't far off at all. You know, he's seen the ball, he judged it right. Connection is outstanding.
He's onside. Jack Clark in the penalty area wide, cuts it back, and in comes the shot off the crossbar, saved by Rushworth. The follow-up header is blocked. Still it's alive in the penalty area and it's poked behind for an Ipswich corner.
Well, I've got to say, the save from Carl Rushworth is unbelievable.
The league leaders, Coventry, on the back foot, but it is level at the break. Half-time, the game is goalless so far. Coventry, the league leaders, struggling to keep Ipswich at bay. The visitors very much on top. And having a look at the half-time match stats as well. Coventry City's only shot was taken by Efron Mason-Clark on the 22nd minute. That's the only shot that they've taken, whereas Ipswich have had 13 shots in total, 4 of them on target, 10 of those within the box, and they've hit the woodwork as well, that brilliant chance from Jack Taylor. In terms of XG, Coventry have created 0.09% XG and Ipswich 0.69, so the visitors very much on top. Live World Championship darts action from Alexandra Palace is coming your way once we're done here at the CBS Arena, so ahead of that, let's get the latest odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on Talksport 2 with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Let's welcome in Lee Phelps from William Hill. Good evening, Lee. What can we look forward to this evening at Ali Pali?
Yeah, it's going to be another cracking night. Just a quick check in play on the match that you're covering. Coventry 0, Ipswich 0. Coventry, a pretty big price. I know they've not been very good in the first half, but 5-2 to win this match in the 90 minutes. The draw 13-10 and Ipswich 13-8. A whole host of price boost live on that one, but I'll get back to what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's the darts, of course. Like I said, a cracking night tonight, not least because Luke Littler, the tournament favourite, is in action against a former world champion, Rob Cross. That match, he's 1-14 to win this match, which is a very short price, and look, justifiably so. He set a 107 3-dart average in the previous round. Is yet to drop a set in the World Championship so far this time round. And Rob Cross, like I say, former world champion, but wasn't at his best, particularly before the tournament. Has won obviously every game so far to get this far. They've played each other 6 times in the head-to-heads in 2025. Littler's won 5 of the 6. Rob Cross did win the last one in August, though, 6-4. So maybe I'm not saying that Luke Littler won't whitewash Rob Cross here, but I think he'll win in the match treble, which is Littler to win. Most 180s and the highest checkout is where I'd go with that as part of a treble. The other 2 matches, Josh Rock takes on Callan Ridds. That's the world number 11 versus world 42. Callan Ridds is the outsider there, just over 2-1 at 21-10. I think it's going to be closer than that. Josh Rock's 4-11. Look at the head-to-heads again. In October, Ridds beat Rock 6-5. Last year, 2024, he beat him 6-4 in their only head-to-head. Rock did beat him 3-0 back in the 2022 World Championships. But I say Ridds with a 1.5 set handicap head start on this one, so he can afford to win the game, obviously, or lose 4-3. And finally, James Hurrell against Ryan Searle. James Hurrell just under 2-1. Ryan Searle 2-5. James Hurrell's been brilliant. He beat Dirk van Dijvenbode in round 2. He beat Stephen Bunty in the world number 4 in round 3. But I think this is probably where he meets his match. Now I'm going to take Ryan Searle minus 1.5 sets on the handicap. So that treble comes out at just over 4-1, and we've got an epic boost on the Luke Littler match. It's Littler to have over 180 in the first set. We've done this 3 times so far, this World Championship, and it's landed 3 times out of 3. So if you've been backing the Littler epic boosts, there's another one tonight, even money, boosted from 4-7. Stake limits apply. You can check it out on the app as well.
Thanks, Lee. Those odds all thanks to William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
In the Zone on Talksport 2 with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Well, so far so good for the Ipswich defence this evening, who've been able to limit free scoring Coventry City. One Ipswich player not in the side this evening is Leif Davis, who misses the game with illness, but our very own Ian Abrahams caught up with the fullback on Boxing Day and began by asking him about the difference between this championship season compared to their promotion campaign back in 2024.
It's difficult to say, but I think last time we won a champ, we were a team that wanted to go. Well, we do want to go now and win everything, but I think the pressure's on us more this year, coming down, especially from the Prem. We were the team that, in the last time, we were the ones that the other team had the pressure on them. But I think we just got to block out that pressure and do everything we can to play our own game plan.
Because of how you went up before, sometimes I get the impression, rightly or wrongly, with players who get relegated from the Premier League, they feel once they're in the Premier League, they kind of deserve to be Premier League players. And they feel sorry for themselves. I don't get that impression with Ipswich. Am I right?
No. There's a team full of humble lads in this changing room. Players that want to work hard every day, and they know the target is to get the club back to the Premier League. We had a big reset, obviously, in the summer to keep working hard, and we're knowing everything we can do to get back up to that league. But you've got to know that you're not in that league this year, and do everything you can to play your best, work hard every day in training to get back to where you want to be at.
How much is there a pressure to get back from within yourself?
See, I just try and play as free as I can. I don't think about any other thing when I step on the pitch. I just think about I'm trying to do the best I can every game. Work hard, do everything I can for my team, and hopefully, like I say, we'll get the 3 points and start kicking on.
Do you think players playing against you view you any differently? Because of your rise?
It's hard to say. I think we've played a lot of games this year where a lot of teams have doubled up either on me and Jaden, because I know how good Jaden is on the ball and stuff like that. We work well together, and I think for us that's probably a big part of the pitch for me and Jaden to get on the ball and try and do stuff we can do. But we've got that all over the pitch. I know we can do it anywhere on the pitch. The right hand side they can do it. They've got the quality, but I think with Jaden, I think the quality he has, I just try and give him the ball and he does the rest, and I just run off and let him do the rest. So, but no, I love playing with Jaden. I love playing with all the boys, and hopefully we just keep knocking the 3 points off.
And last one from me. Most of your career has been playing 46 games a season, i.e. quite a lot of games. Then you had that one season in the Premier League where it was like literally once a week.
Yeah.
What do you prefer as a footballer? Because I keep hearing footballers need to be rested. And I keep saying they need to play football. What do you enjoy?
I prefer playing twice a week. It keeps a rhythm of your standards in a game. Like I say, in the Prem it was once every week, and it was like, God, you still got another week to another game. A lot more training. I'll say, but I would rather be playing games. I think any player would rather be playing more games. And yeah, you've got to be fit enough to do it. You're saying our players need resting. I think everyone's fittest. Everyone in the football league's the fittest they've probably ever been as well. So you just need to work hard and do everything you can in training to smash them 46 games out, however many in the Prem as well.
Worth noting, the live and exclusive EFL action continues on Talksport and Talksport 2 in 2026. We've got the race for promotion to the Premier League and every playoff game live. The big clashes in the coming weeks include Coventry, Leicester, Portsmouth, Southampton and Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. All the EFL drama only on Talksport and Talksport 2 in 2026. And tonight, over on Talksport, Adrian Durham will keep you up to speed with all the goals as they go in the EFL. Most of the games kicking off at 7:45. This was an early kickoff, kicked off at 6 p.m. It's now 3 minutes past 7. Both sets of players are coming back out here for the second half at the CBS Arena. It is Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0, and alongside me, Chris Iwelumo, you were saying that you thought Ellis Sims would be coming out for the second half, but had you right, still the man up top?
No, he is. Like you say, I think he went into a few harsh words as well. He needs to be getting service. He needs to be seeing a lot more of the ball. I think a lot of the onus would be on the likes of Victor Torp, Mark Grimes, Rodoni. They're getting cancelled out. They're getting outplayed in there. They have to show the quality they've got. they can run about, they can be competitive, but they're not picking up second balls. And then when they are getting possession or receiving it, they've been getting out-marshalled, outplayed in there by the Ipswich. The likes of Matasiwa, Taylor and Nunes have been absolutely outstanding in controlling the game, and that's when it's going to be won or lost. Coventry, they can play the possession game, they can see a lot of it and get into the right areas, but I've not seen Sakamoto 1v1 with Van Ewijk creating those little 2v1 scenarios, and the same over the other side as well. I expect more from Brow, I expect more from Mason Clark to influence this game.
Back underway then. Neither side has made any changes at the break. 0-0 second half here on Talksport 2. Coventry looking to extend their lead at the top of the table to 11 points over Middlesbrough. Ipswich looking to put the pressure on second place Borough, who play Hull City later this evening. Daryl Furlong with the ball, goes all the way back to O'Shea, and Ipswich had a lot of possession in the first half. They passed it around and they've continued that with Matasiwa, who goes up to Jack Clark. Really nice control. He finds Furlong spreads it out to this right hand side. A couple of people going back to their seats, getting in the way of our view as Eggerly tiptoes towards the penalty area. Now it goes for a throw in for Ipswich. Yeah, he's done very well, Eggerly. He's been a fantastic outlet, but again, we've got to talk about it. Victor Torp has to go and step forward. He has to go on to the likes of a Jack Taylor. Then you've got Rodoni, who'll just switch across and he'll be on Matasiwa. You have to go like for like. At the minute, Victor Torp and Matt Grimes sitting, and Nunes, he's controlling the game. He's finding little pockets in between both. Furlong is going to do the long throw in. Grabs the ball and throws it into the penalty area. The flick on is knocked out, and it goes all the way back to Matasiwa, who plays a little ball back to Clark. Clark then diagonal ball out to Dara O'Shea, whose header back towards the Coventry goal is cleared by Coventry player, and Rodoni on the halfway line can't get the ball under control, and out it goes for a throw-in for Ipswich. So the away side, Ipswich Town, have started the second half as they finished the first. Plenty of possession and looking like the side that wants to take it forward. By the way, tomorrow we have 6 live games across the Talksport network in the Premier League. On Talksport at 8:15, it's Arsenal, Aston Villa, commentary from Sam Matterface and former England captain Stuart Pearce. And we've got commentary from all those other Premier League games, as well as Eggerly trying to go past a number of sky blue shirts, and the ball goes out of play right by Kieran McKenna for a throw-in for Coventry. Yeah, well, it just shows you the adaptability of Ipswich there. So you've got the likes of Torp, he goes and drives on Taylor, and then Kipri just goes boom, the big switch to Eggerly. He wins the aerial duel, picks up second ball and gets Ipswich up. So Ipswich can go a little bit direct as well when that pressure's on. It's just, yeah, they've been very, very good this evening. Coventry's last home league win against Ipswich was in August 2009, a 2-1 win, 2 goals from Clinton Morrison. So I see this as just a motivational tool for the manager, albeit it's only the local press that will remind the players of today that's the kind of the record, you know. So it's an easy one for Frank Lampard to say go and do something a lot of teams haven't. Free kick for Coventry just inside their own half. Grimes, who is over it, he started every game this season for Coventry, most minutes of any outfield player in the team. Goes back to Rushworth, whose terrific save in the first half means that the score is level as Nunes runs across and fouls Grimes. But another free kick. He doesn't get a minute for. As soon as he's trying, he goes back to Rushworth as he does now, and he'll go and want the ball again. As soon as he gets it, Nunes, Athon, now they have been outstanding without the ball, putting that pressure on. Rushworth goes long, Hadji Wright can't hold it up. But what else can he do there, Flo? It's a fight ball. Play it into his feet, play it into his chest, his thigh, you know, so he can protect it. That's always going to be in favour of the centre back there. That one for Kipri or O'Shea just to come over the top of him. And again, Coventry try and set Mason Clark away. Furlong wins the header. Here's now Rodoni. He finds Mason Clark, edge of the penalty area, diving towards the box, plays the ball across, breaks for Torp, whose shot is blocked by Kipre, and Ipswich get it clear, but that was the best chance so far for Coventry, and that's got the crowd up.
Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it? Mason Clark loses his foot a little bit, but still has that composure. He cuts it back, just around about between the penalty spot and the 18-yard line. Just tries to place it into that bottom right hand corner. I think it was Greaves as well that just kind of got that little block in. And that's what it's all about. Just having that composure in that attacking third, going into the 18-yard box, committing defenders, pulling them out of position, and then just creating that space. And Victor Torpy, he's done it time and time again this season, arriving at the right time and space, and has that decision, just the composure to try and place it rather than put the laces through it there.
5 minutes into the second half, Ipswich were knocking on the door in the first half, but Coventry trying to take the initiative now. 0-0 the score. Van Avik with the long throw in into the box. Walton punches, but it's not great punch, and it's not further downfield.
Yeah, he's done ever so well there. You know, he's took the ball down in his chest, Grimes read the flight of the ball fantastically well. Jack Clark put him under pressure, and it was always going to be a little bit of a running race, but Clark's just putting that little pressure on with his hands there, and Grimes goes to go ground easily, but it's definitely a free kick in Coventry's favour there.
Rushworth with the long ball looking for Mason Clark, and again Mason Clark and Furlong bumping into each other, both of them asking for the free kick. I'm not sure which way the referee's given it this time.
Well, I think it's offside. You know, Mason Clark standing in an offside position, but it is Mason Clark there, come through the back of Furlong, and he's not going to get away. He's asking the fourth. Furlong's actually, it's that blatant. He's going to the fourth saying, you've got to help me out there. So something has went on, but Mason Clark's just definitely left a little bit on Daniel Furlong.
Yeah, well, we need to keep an eye on those two, because there's clearly a bit of bad blood between them. They've been going at each other all game as Walton fires downfield for Ipswich, looking for the run of a Thon, and Van Avik bumps him with his shoulder. Fair challenge, shoulder to shoulder though, and then Rushworth bowls it out to the Dutch fullback, who strides forward, plays it up to Rodoni, takes it on the half turn, but the touch takes it straight through to Matisiwa, who then couldn't hold on to it. Back it goes though to Walton, who fires downfield. A little bit more urgency from Frank Lampard's men in this second period.
Yeah, spot on. No, I think that there, Van Avik does everything right, fires it into Rodoni, has to do better, but he's reacted to it. But there is a little bit more pressure. Even had you right there, putting Walton under a little more pressure as well, with a little bit more urgency for sure.
Flag up, and it will be a free kick for Ipswich. And again, Mason Clark and Furlong really going at each other whenever he's near either of them, and the crowd really getting on Furlong's back as well. And the crowd's up a little bit as well in this second half. They did have to ride their luck a little bit against Swansea when they beat them last time out, Coventry. Before that, of course, they drew with Southampton, though they did have De Silva sent off in that game, as a free kick is given against Sakamoto on that far side. Foul on Taylor, and Ipswich are in possession.
And I think the stop-start actually suits Coventry better. You know, I think Ipswich were in the groove of the first half. The ball flowed, you know, they were getting into that attacking third, but it's like free kicks both ways, you know, challenges going in. But look at the urgency, a lot better from Coventry, just to try and get around the players, pick up second balls, as they are doing now.
And here is Haji Wright driving forward, edge of the box, shoots, takes a big deflection, good save from Walton, cleared by Greaves. Ipswich having to do a bit of defending, more than they had to do in that first half, as Brow tries to go forward and Furlong fires it away and then catches Brow in the face, and the Spaniard's down holding his face, rolling around. Referee not interested, doesn't think it is a foul, but might want to check he's alright.
I think he's alright. I think it's just the hand of Furlong, and as he's come through and struck the ball. But it is a free kick on Brow with that first challenge. I think the referee's just put a little bit of advantage there.
Grimes will take this free kick there, midway inside Ipswich's half on the left-hand channel, just a couple of yards in from the touchline, right in front of us where we sit in our radio position. Haji Wright standing in a offside position, well offside, but we jog back in, or is there as a distraction as the other players play it in, and it's headed goalwards, but it's comfortable for Walton, who in fact lets it bounce and drops it to the ground. Then he will wait for Coventry player to press, although none of them are forthcoming with that press.
Yeah, it's a funny position there that Haji Wright takes up. Yeah, I know the ball's in for Kitchen or Wolford, an excellent ball in as well. It's just that second phase, he's got to try and be alive. He's got a lot of work to do there. For me, just get yourself in that position to go and be competitive.
Well, that's well kept in by Thon on that right-hand side. Fired out of play, though, by Kitching.
He's done ever so well. I think always wanting the ball. He's kept everyone. He's just on the move all the while into that right channel there, keeping that pressure on. It's a nothing ball, but he's made Kitchen have to go and defend.
Furlong with the long throw in again, and 10 minutes into the second half, still 0-0 here at the CBS Arena between first place Coventry and third place Ipswich. In comes the long throw, headed out by a sky blue shirt, and Jack Rodoni will try and latch onto it. Can't get there ahead of Furlong, who goes back to Matusiwa, who started every game when he's been available in the centre of the park for Ipswich. Are in the bright red away strip this evening as the ball's put back, looking for Dara O'Shea in the box, who got his head on it, but he was watched all the way by Mason Clark.
Yeah, Mason Clark has done ever so well. The only one thing I'll say, if I'm going to be overly critical, he's got no eye on the ball. He's just making sure that he's watching Dara O'Shea all the while. So Dara O'Shea is just trying to use his strength just to kind of move Mason Clark to try and get that contact back across the face of goal there. So defensively, you've got to be aware of the ball as well, Flo.
Neither manager has made any changes yet. Ellis Sims is warming up in front of us, although it doesn't look like he's in the late stages of a warm-up. He's still got on his tracksuit top and his bib. It is cold out here. I won't blame him for not taking it off until he's ready to go, as Furlong wins that header over Mason Clark, and again a little bit of argy-bargy between them.
Yeah, it is definitely. I think Furlong's done ever so well to come over the top of Mason Clark there. Just left a little bit on him as well.
Haji Wright loses out to Egali, up to a Thon, who does well to flick it on, looking for Nunes. Grimes was fouled, but the ref plays advantage. Out it goes to Van Avik on the right-hand side. Sakamoto now drifting in field, plays the ball into the penalty area, out by Kipre. Such a massive man, a man mounted at the back for Ipswich. Coventry then play it out to that right-hand side, brought down well by Van Avik. He's got Rodoni just outside him, and he plays the 3-yard pass to Rodoni. In field to Grimes. Coventry looking a lot better in this second half after a pretty limp first half from the league leaders.
Yeah, but I think they're going direct into those channels. I think Van Avik had stayed forward, and Sakamoto dropped and came inside, and that was out ball. And they're finding it, keeping possession in the right areas. But go get at your man. They're bringing it back again. They've got to do all the hard work again.
Ball hits the chest of Furlong as Brow tried to play it down the line, looking for Haji Wright, who dropped deep to collect. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. Here is the Spanish left-back making his first start in the Championship. Matusiwa goes back to Kipre.
Look at the way they're pressing, Flo. Absolutely outstanding. Ipswich under a very good press as well, having that quality to play out. I tell you what, he's won his headers as well. Athlone against Kitchen and Wolford, and he's done very, very well.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of Ipswich Town podcasts and looked at their forums ahead of this, and there was a lot of scepticism about Ivan Thon and how good he was as a striker. But this game, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's ticking all the boxes. Now you look at work rate, has that quality, holds the ball up. He's bringing other players into play as well. But he's a willing runner. He's playing on the shoulders, asking that question in behind, the ball sticking. He's winning a majority of his aerial duels as well, which is surprising against this defensive pairing.
The long ball's brought down well by Van Avik. He goes back to Rushworth. Brilliant save in the first half against Jack Taylor. That's why the score is still level on the 58th minute here at the CBS Arena on Talksport 2. Coventry in possession with Rodoni. He takes the ball with him over the halfway line. Sakamoto in front of him. Sakamoto drops behind him. Rodoni's still going all the way. Ball in. Mason Clark with the header, but it kind of caught the back of his neck, struck an Ipswich man and went behind. Corner for Coventry.
Well, it's outstanding from Jack Rodoni. This is what he brings as well. When he opens up, he can move. He's got that composure. He just glides, doesn't he? As soon as he took it into that right channel, you see Mason Clark already on the move. Actually got the better of his defender, but caught up with him, got that defensive challenge as well, but excellent ball in from Rodoni.
Corner then for Coventry, a side that's been so effective from set pieces. It's just their second corner in the game. It's an in-swinger towards the back post. Rodoni's there and it's off a red shirt. Another corner, this time from the left.
Well, that's it. Rodoni's he's actually got Brow behind him as well, and he's actually kind of read the flight the ball ever so well there. Defensively, I've got to say Ipswich done their job, got that last contact there, but they can't be leaving 2v1 at the back area, and they're doing it again now. You know, it's like it's Brow. He's at the back, he's unmarked. So straight away, if Rodoni can take that man away, he's going to get a free header.
Victor Torp then to deliver. Another in-swinger towards the back post, out by Kipre. Comes back to Van Avac, who lifts the ball back goalwards. Furlan headers clear. Torp brings it down, flicks it forward, looking for Hadji Wright, who goes into Furlong, and Wright goes down in the box. And the crowd here is baying for a penalty. Referee unmoved, but that was a bit of a clumsy moment.
That was a silly moment from Furlong there. I've got to say, Hadji Wright, Furlong takes a touch back towards his own goal. Hadji Wright just kind of reads it, anticipates it, and he's getting the run. Furlong then lunges out, and just it's a contact on the back of Hadji Wright. We'll have a little look at it on Sal's monitor.
I tell you what, if I was the Ipswich team, I would make sure to walk Furlong straight to the bus and get out of it, because he's enemy number one here in the CBS Arena. He's chasing Mason Clark, who goes back to Grimes, who hits it long. It's one back by Ipswich. Brow, though, wins it back initially, given back. Here is Ipswich Town coming forward, and a couple of lunging challenges going in. The referee allows play to continue. Furlong's on the floor again, looking at the ref, and the free kick is given. Mason Clark judged to a foul. Furlong, and Furlong again holds his hands aloft, looking at the fourth official to say, why does Mason Clark keep battering into me?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that now. Mason Clark does go back into the back of Furlong there. Anthony Backhouse had no eyes on that. He had no eyes on it at all. I'm just looking at the monitor now, the challenge. It's such a clumsy one for Furlong going to ground there. And if the referee sees that, that's a penalty kick. That is a penalty kick, in my opinion, to Coventry. What a silly challenge that is. Very, very lucky that Anthony Backhouse was unsighted of that.
Darnell Furlong playing on the edge, but he's won the free kick in that situation. That challenge on Hadji right around 5 minutes ago very much could have been a penalty, as you say.
But what I say to you, Flo, Mason Clark doesn't have to make that challenge. He's in a great little position. He's onside. Just make sure that you don't have to have that contact.
Long ball downfield, Rushworth on the edge of his box, and Kitching battling with Nunez, who's gone down. Sorry, it's a thon even. He's gone down again. Nothing given. It's got a bit of an edge to it, the game now. A lot of players diving in with challenges, throwing themselves to the ground. Another big challenge out on that far side. Referee comes over, and it's a yellow card.
Taylor.
Coventry want to take it quickly. Referee's not ready for it to be played yet.
But it's much better from Coventry. Van Evic there just opened up, going 100% as well. Takes that little touch. Jack Taylor thinks he can go and get that challenge in, just takes it away, and it's, like you say, it's a yellow card. But much better from Coventry.
Second half, it's been all Coventry from an attacking point of view. They've had 4 shots, 1 on target. Ipswich with no shots at all in this second half after a pretty good first 45 from the visitors. So free kick now for Coventry. Victor Torp over it on that far side after the big lunging challenge from Jack Taylor, who got a yellow card for that action. High line from Town. Ball's lifted towards the penalty spot. Kitching with the header, and then Wolfington with the secondary header couldn't guide it goalwards. He thinks it ought to be a corner. Ball's been kept in play by Walton. The goalkeeper has the ball in his gloves.
Yeah, he can't do much else there, Wolfenden. You know, he's just trying to be alive to the second phase. I think it's Kitchen that just gets that first little glance as well. Just trying to think if it's Brow or Mason Clark. There is a Coventry player behind Wolfenden that can go in there, can communicate, can try and just put it back across, but who is it, full stretch?
Here's Taylor, just inside his own half for Ipswich. And you said it a moment ago, Chris Iwelumo, that the game being broken up probably suits Coventry a bit more, but here's Jack Clark, brilliant, touches it out of the sky and shoots across goal. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot, looking for Eggerly, but behind it goes goal kick. Yeah,
that was a cross there, because I'm surprised he's not taking the shot on. It's an excellent run, he's read the flight of the ball. I think his first touch is excellent, and then he just tries to steer it with the outside of the right boot flow as a cross. I think he's got the quality to put the laces through that and try and lift it over Rushworth, who actually was probably on the 6-yard line as well, and Jack Clark, he has that quality.
Yeah, out of nowhere, long ball, and it was brought down brilliantly by Jack Clark, wasn't it?
But that just shows you, the adaptability of this team. When under a good press, they can play through it, but sometimes the option is, boom, ball over the top.
25 minutes remaining here at the CBS Arena. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 0. Brow fires it out of play for an Ipswich throw-in on the halfway line. Kieran McKenna gesturing to his side, having a word with Jack Taylor, who's now on the ball. Brilliant cushioned control. Goes back to O'Shea, the captain for Ipswich. He plays a square pass to Kipre. I think the Ipswich Town fans are in good voice here in the CBS. Coventry crowd was up, but it's quieted a little bit. Torp finds Hadji Wright, trying to bundle his way forward. It goes out and spins out to the corner flag where Rodoni will collect. He goes back to Van Avik. Nice combination from Coventry out on that right-hand side. They've got sky blue shirts in the penalty area, and it's lifted in towards Mason Clark, but watched all the way by Walton and plucked out the sky.
Yeah, Walton's done very, very well. I think it's the right ball from Rodoni as well to try and find Mason Clark. Excellent from Torp, just putting that little bit of pressure on when Jack Taylor's he's cushioned it down, he's taken it out the ground. He thinks he's going to get a little bit of time, he's onto it, and then they've kept possession, Rodoni as well.
Coventry 0, Ipswich 0, and it's a full evening of EFL fixtures, and Adrian Durham will keep you up to speed with all the goals as they go in on Talksport, with the vast majority of kickoffs underway in less than 20 minutes. And after us here on Talksport 2, we'll head over to Ali Pali for the fourth round of the PDC World Darts Championship, including Luke Littler continuing his title defence against Rob Cross. Darts or football, your choice, and the best way to keep across is by downloading the free Talksport app. So, throw in for Coventry out on that far side. It's with Van Avik with that long throw of his. He goes up to Rodoni, but Kipre wins that header. Not many men that would beat him in a aerial duel, although you might actually, Chris.
Give it a go for.
Another throw in then for Coventry, and I'm just looking over to the technical area to see if there's any movement, any subs, but it doesn't look like either manager is blinking yet in terms of bringing players on, but there are options. Both sides have got a good squad.
Yeah, I think Frank Lampard will be the happier manager. Definitely second half. They've been a lot more competitive in saying that. Poor ball to give away. Matt Grimes again.
And here come Ipswich. The ball's fired low in Rushworth. Brilliant save. Athon with the effort, and he got down low, Rushworth. Strong paw to knock it out for a corner.
Yeah, again, onto it, into a flash. I've got to say it's an excellent save again from Rushworth. Athon onto it, across the face of goal as well, done everything right.
Corner then for Ipswich, right in front of the Ipswich away fans in that far corner. They've got a great view of this. If this goes in, they can wheel away and celebrate in front of their fans. It's Nunes, the former Norwich man, to take 4 assists in his last 7 championship games. Hits it low across the goal, and Rodoni gets there ahead of his man and fires downfield. I'm not sure if that was a deliberate flat low delivery or if he just struck it badly. Ipswich have the throw in midway inside their own half, but it's a much less advantageous position than the corner that they just wasted somewhat. 68 minutes, Coventry 0, Ipswich 0. And in terms of the score as it is now, who would this favour most?
Well, I think Coventry, I think with the lead they've got, but it's not an easy place to come and take maximum points. It's another point on the board, as you say. They're still very much within touching distance of second place, Ipswich, if it is a share of the spoils.
Nunes slaloming his way through a bulk of blue bodies. Out it goes to Jack Clark. He's running at Van Avik to the byline. Ball across the face of goal, and no player in a red shirt could connect with it out. It goes on the other side for a throw-in for Coventry.
Well, there's bodies in there. It's end product. That's what he's going to get judged on. Fantastic quality coming in. I need a little bit more of Egerle there. Can he gamble, trying to get across the face of his defender, get that final contact?
If they can win, Coventry, they would stretch their lead over second place Middlesbrough to 11 points, whereas Ipswich are looking to gain ground on Borough themselves. So throw in for Coventry. Brow with the long one up to Redoni. Furlong and Mason Clark again wrestling for the ball. Furlong with a big hand on Mason Clark, free kick for Coventry.
Well, I've got to say, Anthony Backhouse, he's watching it closely, and Furlong again, a silly one, just grabs the shoulder of Mason Clark and pulls him back.
Taken quickly, and the ball from Redoni looking for Hadji Wright was a poor one, swept up by O'Shea. An Ipswich player from the back. Redoni's not had a very impactful game in terms of playing through balls and finding his teammates.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit frantic. He does have that composure though, that he can slow the game down. I just think Hadji Wright has to come and present himself there. It was there's no room for error with the ball in behind, so come and showcase.
Here come Ipswich red shirts flying forward. Taylor plays it out to Greaves on that left hand side, back in field to Taylor, who shot in the first half was really good effort, great save from Rushworth. This is nice from Ipswich. Just now out with Egerle, the Norwegian man, running at his man, trying to slide it into Nunes, cut out well by Torp. Mason Clark up to Hadji Wright, who couldn't hold it up, and Kipre will stay forward. Out it goes to Jack Clark in the penalty area, space for the shot, brings it down, shoots, takes a big deflection and nestles in the back of the net. Ipswich are in front. Something a little fortunate about the goal, but they won't care, and those red shirts wheel away to celebrate in front of the Ipswich fans. Jack Clark with the goal. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 1.
Yeah, he's found himself in some excellent positions, Jack Clark. It came from Hadji Wright. He's got to hold the ball up, he's got to be stronger. You called it in your commentary flow. Jack Clark, he's found himself in that left-hand side of the 18-yard box. He comes in, he takes a shot. It just takes a very unfortunate ricochet for Carl Rushworth. That is fortunate for Jack Clark, but just good quality, isn't it? Just end product to get that shot away finally. And then, like you say, you just seen Rushworth, he couldn't do nothing about it. He just knew it was going to just nestle in at that far corner.
And look at the Ipswich fans over in that corner. It's a packed out away end. 2,000 of them travelled today, and so far they're enjoying themselves, shouting "Who are you?" at the Coventry players. And we can see on the replay, Jack Clark was in acres of space when he got the ball in the box, had time to take it down. Big deflection. I think it's Wolfenden, and it goes in off.
He can't do anything there, Wolfenden. He's just trying to get the block, and like you say, Jack Clark, if you try and get something on target and you ask that question, it's just about getting the shots away. Rushworth knew as soon as it took that little deflection off Wolfenden that he was always going to be second best there, but it all came, and you're saying he was in so much time and space. Coventry were in good possession of the ball. Hadji Wright has to be stronger, he has to make sure the ball sticks.
Big goal then here at the CBS Arena. Coventry trail by a goal to 0. Frank Lampard's side haven't lost this season at home in the Championship, but they are losing on the 73rd minute here. Can they get back into this game? Well, Ipswich, when taking the lead, haven't gone on to lose a game yet this season. In terms of standings as well, that takes Ipswich to within 2 points of Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough play Hull later this evening, that game kicking off in just under 15 minutes. What a win this could be for Kieran McKenna's Ipswich Town.
Yeah, but it says a lot of, we talk about the squad that they have, about in-game experience, managing games, getting that goal. You say they've not went on to lose a game because they've got good players. They can keep the ball, they can keep possession of it without going and creating chances off the back of it. They can kill games off.
And here come Ipswich again. Nunes driving into the penalty area from a wide angle, sprays it across the face of goal. Redoni is there, and he clears up to Hadji Wright. Can he hold it up against Dara O'Shea? Yes, he can. Back to Redoni, but Redoni's not really got any options in front of him, and then Furlong comes over, fouls his man, and Redoni wants a yellow card for Furlong. Referee unmoved, but it will be a free kick for Coventry.
Yeah, I think he's got every right to ask the question. I think Furlong is he's been given a lot of leeway, hasn't he? With Anthony Backhouse. Now he's committed to the challenge. Rodoni only knew that he had to get to the ball first, which he did.
So changes then for Frank Lampard's side. Off goes Torp. He's replaced by Allen.
Also leaving the field for the Sky Blues, number 29, Victor Torp.
And the other change,
replaced by number 8, Jamie Allen.
We will have a look to see. Oh, it's Eccles. Eccles has come on, and it's Rodoni who's come off. Good spot, Chris. So Rodoni off, Eccles on. 2 changes. Ellis Sims still on the bench then for Coventry as they trail. Eccles has played Ipswich 5 times in his career and lost all 5, though that says more about Coventry's recent record against Ipswich rather than his own personal one, I think. 15 minutes to go. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 1. And Ipswich Town have a record of 10 wins, 2 draws, no losses when scoring the opening goal in the Championship this season.
Yeah, it's really impressive. You know, I think you're looking at it came against the run of play as well. I think Coventry were probably the better team in the second half, but just punished the mistake.
Can they react though? I was here when they were 2-0 down to West Brom and they went on to win that 3-2 Coventry, so we know they've got kind of performance in them as Van Avik runs across a Thorn and wins the ball, but they can only run it out of play for a Ipswich throw-in on the far side. It's Jack Clarke's 8th league goal of the season. He's had 2 in his last 3 league appearances. Bit of cramp for the Spanish forward as well.
Yeah, he's worked very, very hard there. Just put Van Avik under a little bit of pressure to win that throw-in for Ipswich in the attacking third as well. But yeah, no surprise, he's definitely covered a lot of grass.
Really close encounter, this one. Athon still holding his leg and the crowd's not happy with him. I think he does have cramp. Van Avik was trying to help him stretch it out a moment ago, and it looks like Ipswich are going to make a change of their own. I can see Chuba Akpom getting ready to come on, and Ellis Sims has also been called over by Frank Lampard. Might we see him momentarily as Ipswich prepare to take that long throw. In fact, there's going to be 2 changes for Ipswich. It looks like Wes Burns is going to come on as well. Made his first appearance back from injury last time out. Ipswich fans will be very pleased to see him back at full fitness. He's a really key player for them.
Yeah, massive. Now excellent quality as well. It'll be like a new signing. Get up to speed. It can influence any game, can't he, with the quality that he has?
Yeah, key player for them in their back-to-back promotions. Burns, his last start almost a year ago versus Brighton in the Premier League. I think Athon's going to have to come off. So the first change, though, sees Burns come on for the Norwegian Eggerli. So Eggerli is off. On comes Wes Burns. Not in a particular rush to make this substitution even. And looks like Tom is coming on. What have we made of Tom? He was the Championship's top goal scorer 2022-23 for Borough, but it really worked for him at Ipswich.
Yeah, it hasn't. You know, I think it's you need a run of games, but you need to have a lot of fortune as well, get those opportunities, you know, and I just don't think Ipswich had quite clicked. You know, you weren't seeing consistently those performances when he was getting those starts, but he still has the quality to create goals on his own. It hasn't clicked. Someone that can score that many goals in the Championship, you know, he's tried and tested, isn't he, but it's just not quite worked out for him.
And there's the change that you wanted, Chris, then. Ellis Sims is on for Haji Wright. Throw in then for Ipswich. Coventry City 0, Ipswich 1. Welcome to Talksport listeners. And Coventry's unbeaten record at home is in trouble. Jack Clarke with the goal. Coventry have a throw in, and Ipswich, do they deserve to be on top, Chris Iwelmo?
Well, I think they got the goal against the run of play. I think Coventry were the better team in the second half, but like you say, just had the quality to punish the mistake from Haji Wright. He has to be stronger. Jack Clarke can't get that time and space in the opposition 18-yard box, and he punished Coventry.
Frank Lampard has made some changes. Ellis Sims is on. Forward come Coventry now. Ball in from Brow into the penalty area, caught by Walton. And coverage continues here on Talksport 2. It's Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 1. Walton bowls it out then to O'Shea, and Ipswich will play out from the back. Sims putting on the pressure up to the goalscorer Clark, who can't win the aerial duel against Van Avik. It goes to Akpom, he helps it back to Clark. Plays it back into the channel, looking for him. Wolfenden is with him. Here is Akpom, the substitute, back to Clark. Slid away from him though by Van Avik and fired out for a throw-in for Ipswich Town.
Yeah, good understanding there. Jack Clark and Chuba Akpom as well. Expect a little bit more. Akpom, get at your man, get yourself in the 18-yard box. Drive it on, commit the defender before you release the ball there.
Confirmation of that change then. Chuba Akpom came on for Ivan Athon. Spanish forward, like for like change there. 10 minutes remaining here then. Frank Lampard's unbeaten record at home here in the CBS under major threat as they trail by a goal to nil. That Jack Clark goal from Ipswich on the 72nd minute. They started the second half well, Coventry, but they've been able to get the goal. Forward it goes, looking for Sims. Both of him and the centre-back miss it, but it goes through to Kipre, who finds Walton. Another long ball, and it's break through the side, does eventually break for Furlong, who chests it down, stabs it forward to Nunes. He plays it into the channel looking for Burns, who won't latch onto it ahead of Brow, who's trying to be a little bit too clever in controlling it right in front of those Ipswich Town fans, and he accidentally plays it out for a corner.
Yeah, again, Brow just needs to defend better there under that pressure from Burns, isn't he? Can he play it back to the likes of Rushworth just to put the foot through it?
In tennis terms, that would count as an unforced error. Over comes Nunes to take the corner then. Red shirts forward, including the big figure of Cedric Kipre, who's standing on the penalty spot. Time running out here for the league leaders. Former Norwich man Nunes whips the ball in, looking for Kipre. It was met instead by O'Shea, and the header is well off target and captured by Rushworth, who tries to set Van Avik away down this right-hand side. And he's done really well. Here is the Dutchman. Sky blue shirt, streaming forward. Plays the square ball, and it's cut out well by Taylor.
Yeah, he's done ever so well there. Rushworth, what a throw that is to Van Avik as well, but just the way to pass, trying to play it in there to find Eccles.
Game becoming transitional now. Here's Jack Clark, he plays it back. Nunes lays it off to Burns, whose low finish finds the bottom corner, and Wes Burns, on as a substitute, goes to celebrate with the Ipswich fans. It was a simple finish, and that's probably all 3 points wrapped up for Ipswich here at the CBS. Coventry 0, Ipswich Town 2.
It just shows you Jack Clark again just gets into those excellent little positions, just has that awareness and composure, a little cut back, then put across into the path of Burns and just put the laces through it. Went to that bottom left-hand corner, and I've got to say, Carl Rushworth can't really do nothing about it. Sees it late. It's a few bodies that has to go through as well, but good connection from Burns, making sure that he hits the target.
Really composed finish from Burns, a man who's not played a lot of football recently, out with that serious knee injury, but that, a really good finish. And a couple of Coventry fans around us making their ways towards the exit. 7 minutes left to go. People that won't be making their way towards the exits are the Ipswich Town fans. Look at them in that far corner, Chris.
No, they're absolutely flying, aren't they? It's been a great reaction, isn't it? You know, get the goal. Coventry have got to throw everything at it, but you've got to be able to make sure that you don't overcommit. They did that. Jack Clark found himself in an excellent position, finds Nunes as well, and the way to pass into the path of Burns was excellent. Just put the laces through it, didn't he? Connected very well.
Well, Coventry, what have you got then in the final 7 minutes? Sakamoto can't get it under control, and Clark puts it out and off a Coventry player for an Ipswich throw and level with their own penalty box. Ipswich Town have been the bogey side for Coventry City this season. They beat them 3-0 at Portman Road. They've got a brilliant recent record against them. Did the double over them in the season where they got promoted to the Premier League, Ipswich, and it looks like Town are heading for 3 points again as Kipre goes down, holding his head after a little battle with Ellis Sims, free kick for Ipswich.
Yeah, Ellis Sims just put the arm up there. I think he's just got to try and read the flight of the ball. Exactly know where Kipri is, just trying to have a little feel, but I think the hand just went across the face there. I do think Kipri's just making the most of it, just wasting a little bit of time.
Wes Burns scored 4 minutes and 12 seconds after coming on as a sub.
And you should have seen the delight from Kieran McKenna and the bench as well. It's an excellent finish from Burns. Had a lot to do, but the reaction from the whole staff, what he's went through probably this last year, mentally, physically, to come on and get that goal, such a massive game, it will mean so much for him and everyone to do with the club.
Yeah, McKenna really celebrating on the sidelines, and he's not usually that kind of active and vocal on the sidelines. He's usually quite composed, but you could see how important he felt that was for his side. Coventry running out of time to react. Final 5 minutes, of course, any injury time as well. And Ipswich Town have scored 12 goals in the last 15 minutes of the second half, more than any other team in the Championship, as Coventry get a throw in on that far side. It's also Burns' first league goal since May 2024, so we're feeling that he's not had in a long time. Van Avik then with this long throw in. We've seen his throw ins. There's been a lot of talk about long throw ins, and I see a lot of them, but I've got to say Van Avik's one is really good. It's such a flat delivery, it's not looping, it's flicked on by Kitchen, flicked on further by Brown behind for a goal kick for Ipswich.
So I think Brown has to just kind of wrap the foot around that. You know, I think you're not going to beat Walton with a header from there. The throw does its job, it's had its first contact, but then just try and get that shot away.
More changes then for Ipswich. Jaden Philogene coming on, and so is Jens Kajuste to shore things up in these final moments.
47, Jack Clark replaced by 11, Jaden Philogene.
Jack Clark is the man to make way for Philogene then. Jack Clark, who got the opener, and he claps the Ipswich fans in that far side. Jack Taylor also coming off. On comes Jens Kajuste.
Yeah, it just shows you the quality and depth that Ipswich have. You know, real quality coming on. Philogene, I think Jack Clark has been Jack Taylor's been outstanding today, as well as Jack Clark. You know, the quality. But Taylor and Matasuwa have just completely controlled the game. Won every second ball in that transition. Can they play forwards? Yes, they can. Can they pick up second balls? Yes, they can. And like you say, he's found himself in some great positions.
Goal kick for Ipswich. Walton is over it. Forward it goes. Not a great one, and it's met in the middle by Eccles. Here is Mason Clark. Looping ball forward. Sakamoto chests it down in the penalty area, and has he been brought down by Tip Bray? No, not given.
Should be. Penalty kick for me, Flo. Sakamoto gets to the wrong side of the keeper there. He's pulling that in the hand. There's definitely contact in the box.
That's the second time that Coventry could have had a penalty, and it hasn't been given. Free kick for a Furlong's shove on Mason Clark, and the card is out for Furlong for that challenge. About time, really. But back to that earlier moment. Sakamoto was through on goal, and Kipri did look like he was the wrong side, and he had a pull.
Yeah, but you're defending, you're trying to influence it, you're trying to get that little contact. We've got to remember, is it enough in that little pull for Sakamoto? But then there's a body contact as well when Sakamoto runs into the path. I think Backhouse was up with it, the referee, you know, but the linesman's right at that side. You know, he can see that.
88th minute then. Coventry 0, Ipswich 2. Not said a scoreline like that very often for Coventry this season. Grimes to deliver this set piece, plays it towards the back post, and it's nodded behind for a Coventry corner. Can they get a goal now to make this final moments a little bit interesting?
Yeah, I think Jacob Greaves, I think he's been excellent again today. Just alive to that second phase, ball over the top, little flick one. He's just alive to make sure he can get that defensive contact.
Corner then for Coventry. They've got a good record of coming from behind, but they've left it a little late. In comes the in-swinger towards the back post, and just goes over everyone and behind for a goal kick. A little bit wasteful.
Yeah, Kayuse done his job there on Mason Clark. He still has to jump, try and get something on it, put it back across. I don't think it's a bad ball, that.
And we are looking on the monitors here of that Sakamoto Kipre moment. I think that's the penalty. Kipre falls over and he knocks his man down.
Yeah, well, he's in the box. He's got the wrong side. Oh, looking at Sal's face, I don't think he's in agreement of his there. Too soft. It's just when you're looking at it, you're going at that pace. Straight away, Sakamoto's got on the wrong side, the goal side of the defender. He has to try and put him off some way. Any contact, I understand if it's just the arm, but then when it's body contact and legs get involved as well, I think he's given the referee definitely a decision to make.
Final 30 seconds of the 90. Eccles brings the ball down on the halfway line. No one challenges him, so he struts forward. Van Avik out on the right, and he feeds him, but it's cut out by Jaden Philogene. Forward he goes into Chuba Akpom on that left-hand side. Will it be Ipswich who get the third and make it identical scorelines? Philogene with the ball across. It's blocked, but they can't prevent the corner as the board goes up for 6 minutes of injury time. Corner for Ipswich Town, who lead Coventry here by 2-0.
Yep, so they're just doing everything professional, sending it into the corner, not really those little short passes. They're not seeing too many of them. It's just turning quality into the sides, having willing runners, trying to play in the right areas.
Such is the lead that Coventry have built up, though, that this would mean that they're still 10 points clear of Ipswich.
Well, I've been in this exact position as a player over this Christmas period as well with Wolves.
In comes the in-swinging corner, punched by Rushworth, and then Kipre on the volley, cleared by Coventry. Matasuwa tries to bring it down on the halfway, and not as slick a touch as he'd have hoped, but he manages to go all the way back to Walton. His goalkeeper just outside his penalty area. He then fires it downfield, just happy to get rid of it. We've played 1 of the 6 minutes.
Yeah, I was saying, I've been in this position. I think we were 11 points clear before the festive period. We went 1 win in 13. We were actually still top of the league at the other end. Other teams are just kind of but it just allows them to have a result like this. They've shown time and time again, after they lost that first game against Wrexham, they go and beat Sheffield United 3-1. I think they lost, when they lost again, they went and drew the next game. They have that character in the way that they go about it. So they have experienced loss. They know exactly, they just have to get back on the bike and go again. But having that point advantage just gives them the allowance to have a poor result like this.
In terms of their fixtures, they've got Charlton away next, Birmingham away next, and then Leicester at home, which will be a tough game. Free kick, though, for them now. A chance to get the ball in the box. Grimes with the in-swinger. Headed out by O'Shea and helped on further by Nunes. As for Ipswich, if they want to put a run together, well, they've got Oxford United at home next, then Portsmouth away, then Blackpool at home. There's a bunch of fixtures they might be able to put a run together. As Ellis Sims tries to strike it, completely misses it and strikes the air instead. And now, forward come Ipswich. Chuba Akpom out to Philogene on the left-hand side, who hadn't held his run. The flag is up for offside.
Yeah, well, Philogene, he went way too early. I've got to say, I think Akpom has to release him earlier, but as soon as he knows he's in offside position, Chuba Akpom can just drive himself there till he commits the defender, and that allows Philogene to get back on side. But 3v2 in Ipswich's favour there. Nothing comes of it. Poor.
Elsewhere, Bobby de Cordova-Reid has given Leicester the lead over Derby after just 6 minutes. Might those recently relegated sides, Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton, start to put some runs together now at the second half of this championship season and really test Coventry and Middlesbrough? 3 minutes of the 6 added on remaining here, and Coventry have the ball, but they have it in their own half with their goalkeeper Rushworth, who's not really been able to do anything with either of the goals. Made a brilliant save in the first half against Jack Taylor as well, and he puts his studs on the ball and then fires it out towards Van Avik, brought down though instead by Greaves, who's done well and having to come in at left back for Leif Davis. He's been very solid there. Throw in for Coventry. Van Avik with the ball, but we'll have a change from Kieran McKenna before that can be taken. So coming on to the field is Cameron Humphreys. He comes on for Marcelino Nunes.
I think Nunes has been absolutely outstanding today. Covered everything, just making an absolute nightmare for Matt Grimes, Victor Top, but linking up very, very well. Having that understanding when he can drop in, work hard without the ball, but asking the question in behind as well. He's been very, very good on the ball. That little set for Burns as well.
quite a few sky blue empty seats now here in the CBS Arena, as they've given up hope that their side can come back into this with 2 minutes remaining and 2 goals down. Long throw into the box, headed up and away by Matisiwa, brought down by Allen on the corner of the penalty area, driving towards the corner flag. Again wins another throw in, then overcomes Van Avek, cantering across the pitch again to take this long throw, and he'll pick the ball up from the cone, dry it on his shirt a little bit. Rushworth, the goalkeeper for Coventry, on the edge of the centre circle, ready to pump it back in if required. So puts the ball up his shirt, dries it, one hand in the air, plenty of sky blue shirts in the penalty area. The throw low, flat delivery, goes across everybody, and the shot blocked from Brow, and then Ipswich managed to clear downfield. They just want to get rid now, don't they?
Well, that was a low one as well. You know, I've got to say, I think Wolfen did everything right. A little set tip for Brow, just got to put the laces through it, get a little bit more purchase on it.
Ryan Brewster has equalised for Derby in the 9th minute. Leicester 1, Derby 1. Elsewhere in the Championship, as Greaves does well. Just a step across Sakamoto. No foul given though. He thought he'd won the clever free kick, and Sakamoto will leave it for Van Avek for another one of these long throw-ins. 30 seconds remaining. Ipswich Town heading for another win over Frank Lampard's Coventry in this Championship season. Only Wrexham have beaten Coventry alongside Ipswich. Van Avek then. In comes the big throw. Eccles plays it back. Shot blocked by a clutch of red shirts. Knocked back into the box. And then the header was from Burns back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's all he could do there. Burns, I thought it was a fantastic little ball from Grimes over the top. Mason Clark had anticipated it as well. Wes Burns done everything right.
We've played the 6 minutes now. We're at the discretion of the referee, Anthony Backhouse. Coventry pumped the ball forward, looking for Sakamoto. One in the air by Greaves. Kayuste then comes away, and there is the full-time whistle then. Coventry City are beaten at home in the Championship. A statement win for Kieran McKenna's Ipswich Town. They were the better side in the first half, but second half Coventry came out, made a game of it, but it was Ipswich Town who took the lead. Jack Clark striding into the penalty area, his shot deflected. Then came Wes Burns after 4 minutes. He stroked the ball into the bottom corner to make it 2-0. Coventry never looked like they were going to come back after that, really. Big win for Ipswich Town, Chris.
Yeah, it's a massive statement, isn't it, to the rest of the league. You know, I've got to say, I think Ipswich were very good, especially first half, outstanding. Second half, they defended well, they still posed a threat, used the ball well, getting that attacking third. Two excellent goals, really. You know, you think the first goal probably came against the run of play, but they capitalised on an error. Haji Wright has to hold the ball up. Jack Clark found himself in tons of space. He's always going to ask the question. He's always going to get that shot away. Wolfenden, that little touch off Wolfenden takes it over Rushworth, but then Coventry try and react, try and overcommit. And like you say, this Ipswich side just punished them again. Jack Clark finding Nunes, who the way to pass into the path that Burns done everything right, hit the target, and then they managed the game, kill it out. I think professional, few hamstrings, few bits of cramp, but like you say, the quality was always there. I think that Jack Taylor and Matisiwa were outstanding for Ipswich today. Second balls, using it in that transition, playing forward every opportunity, and I've got to say it was probably deserved.
Can Ipswich Town use this result as a springboard for the second half of the season as they close in on Middlesbrough and Coventry? Coventry still top by some way, but this gives their fans a bit of pause for thought about whether they'll steamroller their way to the Premier League. Full-time score here. It is Coventry City 0, Ipswich Town 2. And don't forget the sports bars getting underway from 10 p.m. over on Talksport with Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Tennant. They'll be taking calls on all of tonight's action. So Coventry and Ipswich supporters, get in touch with the guys to have your say. The number to dial is 03717223344. And the football continues over on Talksport as Adrian Durham takes you around the grounds with all the goals as they go into the EFL. Coming up next here on Talksport 2, we have live PDC World Championship darts action from Ali Pally. So let's head straight over to North London with the action already underway with your commentary team, Paul Nicholson and Mark Wilson.